this way out. Cross your feet. You have the food across your feet. Send me the link.
Everybody on up in this.
What you call that?
Yeah, we all good. Yep. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All praises, glory now to the Most High, on the creator and possessor of all things. Long live his anointed beloved Son and heart and minds of the faithful elect. Shalom, family. Shalom. Shabbat shalom, actually. Thank the Most High for us coming again. Another one set apart. Weekly appointments called the Shabbat. So all praises, all glory, all honor. Let me go ahead and play my music while we sitting here getting ourselves ready. I'm gonna play my meditation music real quick. You dig? Can we be heard, family? Can we be heard? If we can be heard, give us 7 up in the chat. You said what? It's all good, man. All good.
No. Huh. Well, what you call it? Your thing,
I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. You want this? I don't know what that deal is.
All right. I'm about to where you get that from anyway.
That's y'all keep got that.
Okay, I'm gonna get
y'all good. Y'all climb on up in here. Shalom, Shabbat shalom. All praises, glory now to the Most High, on the creator and possessor of all things. All right, shalom, Shabbat shalom. Sam Stanley, what up, Art? Tarsha Robinson, Demetrius Long. That's how you get now. I used to call you Venturous. Demetrius Long. Good chopping up with that brother the other night. I love y'all. Yanikasi, Shabbat shalom, shalom. Mina J. Shabbat shalom, my sister. Judah Yisrael, Russell Navarro, Amona Batya, Michelle Thurman, Valley Dial. Y'all up in the building on this Shabbat. Okay. Bobby Davis, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Hannah Beatya, Shabbat shalom, family. Yahweh Nisi. Yahweh Banner. Raise a banner in this deal. That's right. Noy Tay, Shabbat shalom, my sister. Hope you're ready for Hebrew class Sunday because we going. All right, you're ready. Yah Yeshurun, shalom. Jericho M, shalom. Ema Ada Davis, shalom. Now we up in this deal. All right, all praise, all glory, all honor. Let y'all pile on in. We're gonna share this across social media. Y'all hear that bump in the background? It ain't just Sanford and Sons. Somebody try to say it was Sanford and Sons on the comment board. Nah, man, that's war. That's the old school group war from the 1970s. You
well, they be Joneses, man.
Yeah, that's some of my meditation music. I can't lie. I bump this in the dark sometimes. Just sit here and this is called my 4-corner run. In fact, you need to share like, you know, do your thing. Sure, you say you need the link. Share like shit.
All praise.
That's all I do.
All praise.
That's all.
We live.
Yeah, we live. That's all I do.
How you share it?
You go to the video and hit the top of that deal right there. Hit the screen. The arrow gonna come up. Click the arrow. Copy link. Dang. You go into where you gonna share it. Facebook. You know what I'm saying? What's that?
YouTube, right? Yeah, Facebook.
Yeah, you get it together.
I get it together. I work it out, man.
Yeah.
I knew we met each other this morning for a reason.
All good, man. We're gonna go over some more scriptures about Israelite strangers and heathens. And the whole mission is about gathering the lost tribes of Israel, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the order of everything. Gather them lost sheep, and then once we on top as a nation in full power, the remnants of other nations come and subject themselves to us. You feel me? For the law should go forth from Zion. That's the order of it. You feel me? So while we in captivity, we got every right to gather our people. That's our job. That's what we're supposed to do. And really, that's what Paul was going to, man. You read about the Gentiles and all the people he was going to holler at and all that. I'm actually the Israelites. We just had an excellent chop session with a few brothers locally. You know what I'm saying? Right before we started. That's why we starting a little bit late. And you know, it was some edification and understanding went out, man. Certain scriptures brothers read over before, never tripped off of, and then we hit it again. They was like, I see that, you know. So, I mean, from the law, it prophesied about us being strangers. We're going to hear the prophecy today, too, in Isaiah. Same thing. You feel me? And when the Most High call us not a people, that means we're heathens, we're Gentiles, dig? So, once again, we're going to slow roll it. And you're going to see the whole thing been about gathering the tribes. First, you got to gather the tribes. And that's why it's a big campaign against unity right in this hour. Everybody wants to stay divided. But the nation must come together. We got to gather together.
Money changers.
You know what I'm saying?
Money.
So what?
Money changers can keep their money.
The money changers want to keep their money, huh?
Keep their shekels.
Yeah, it's all good, man. So how y'all feeling today? Y'all praises. If we can be heard, throw a 9 up in the chat. Throw a 9 up in the chat. J Dub, can you grab me a water over there, bro? Right there in the air. Appreciate it.
Me too, J Dub.
Yeah.
Told I Rabah.
Told I Rabah. All right, we can be heard. Big truck in the house, my brother.
Shalom, big truck. Shalom, Israel.
K Karima, I hope everything going good with you, she bro. All good. Is Poppy on her? Tell Poppy I said shalom. She probably be trying to get on my head. You ain't say nothing. Good sister though. All praise.
Check it out.
All right.
Every time.
I'm cool. I'm cool. From my four. That the power of the Most High. The power of the Most High trumps the power of the devil. Sam Stanley. Greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. Right. Greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. Even though the magician warlocks had spiritual power, it had nothing on what Moses had. So that's what that's about out. All right, that's what it do. Glad y'all feeling good today. All right. Jeremiah Cuz, shalom. That's War. That's the music group War from the 70s. And the name of the song was called Four Corner Room. I actually grew up listening to this. I wasn't born in the 70s. My father used to be a DJ, so this is some of the stuff I actually grew up listening. Yeah, War. That's some meditation music I listen to. It's hard.
I was there.
Especially on them loudspeakers. Oh, man.
Oz was there. Yak Ellie was there.
Right.
In the 70s.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah, I'm like 10 years y'all youngin'. I'm about 10 years younger than both y'all. All right, so we all good. All praise. Let me turn some of this down. You share some of that across social media, my brother?
Yeah, buddy.
Everything shared. All right. Now. Man, you know, I ain't even tripped. Know if y'all heard about some rebellious Negro called himself an Israelite and killed his wife and children, man, down in Phoenix or something like that last week. Arizona, now, I ain't even know nothing about that, man, till like was yesterday or the day before, man. Yeah. You dig? Oh man, look, brothers, you gotta learn to control your spirit, man. Even if it's been some type of infidelity, man, you need to be getting up out of there. You dig? Don't allow your anger to have you done killed your wife and your children, and you feel me? And then the enemy done got a hold of you. It's a rap for thou, bro. You dig? That's evil. You feel me? Like a lot of these brothers out here are not balanced, man. You know what I'm saying? Like things happen, of course, if it's some type of infidelity, of course you're gonna have some jealousy in your heart and or whatever. But bro, now it's over for thou. It's over, and for your children. And what you kill the babies for? You dig? And the woman, like, man, look, hey, just let her go on her way and let the Most High deal with it. You feel me? But you can turn around here and killed your woman, killed the babies. What? Well, the devil got all up in you, and just that's what I'm saying. You gotta learn wisdom, man. Be wise out here. That you was beyond off for that. You know what I'm saying? You was beyond off for that. That was beyond evil. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta learn how to. I don't know what like the mind debauchery these brothers be into, man. A lot of these brothers get into this thing and get on social media and be a priest overnight. And be thinking they the groovy guru or something, man. You dig? Everybody's a philosopher today. Everybody's a teacher.
I think
You know what
very
I'm saying?
deeply.
Nobody, you know what I'm saying, actually then took the time to arrive at an understanding. You just watching other people's videos and remembering precepts. So, man, may the Most High have mercy, man. The Most High have mercy. You dig? All right, y'all, we're going to kick this off with a prayer. We're going to face Jerusalem. We're going to get it in. Yahweh's prayer in Hebrew, do it in English. And then we're going to get to our topic. We're going to get it done. Y'all see the history of Israelite strangers and heathens. Part 3. Part 3. We're rolling the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? I pray y'all was able to take notes and get some edification. You feel me? So, all right, let's go ahead and get this done real quick. All praises, all glory, all honor to the Most High, the owner, creator, and possessor of all things. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom to this worldwide assembly and my family that's here locally. Dig? All praises, all glory, all honor. Lock that door behind you if anybody coming. Okay. Yeah, about to get this prayer off. It's all good, brothers. Let's get her done. All right, face Jerusalem. That's toward that corner right there. About to do Yahweh's prayer in Hebrew. About to do Yahweh's prayer in Hebrew. Then we're going to do it in English. All right, y'all repeat after me. Abinu.
Abinu.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Yikadesh.
Yikadesh.
Shimka.
Shimka.
Tabo.
Tabo.
Malkuteka.
Malkuteka.
Yeyase.
Yeyase.
Ratzonka.
Ratzonka.
Kabashamayim.
Kabashamayim.
Cain.
Cain.
Baoret.
Baoret.
Etlakim.
Etlakim.
Kukenu.
Kukenu.
Tainlanu.
Tainlanu.
Hayom.
Hayom.
Uslaklanu.
Uslaklanu.
Oh.
Oh.
Kataenu.
Kataenu.
Kamo.
Kamo.
Shelsokim.
Shelsokim.
Gam.
Gam.
Anaknu.
Anaknu.
Lakotim.
Lakotim.
Lanu.
Lanu.
Wa'al.
Wa'al.
Tabienu.
Tabienu.
Lide.
Lide.
Nisayon.
Nisayon.
Ki.
Ki.
In. Kotzenu.
Kotzenu.
Min hara.
Mihara.
Kilaka.
Kilaka.
Hamamlaka.
Hamamlaka.
Wahabura.
Wahabura.
Wahati Faret.
Wahati Koret.
Laome.
Laome.
Olami.
Olani.
Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
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 Praise the mighty God. That's right. We're going to do it in English. We're going to do it in English, y'all. Our Father, in heaven, holy is your name.
Holy is your name.
May your kingdom come.
May your kingdom come.
And your will be done.
And your will be done.
On earth.
As
it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
And forgive us.
And forgive us.
Our sins.
Our sins.
As we also. Have forgiven those. Who sinned against us.
Who sinned against us.
And lead us not into temptation.
And lead us not into temptation.
But deliver us.
From
the evil one.
From the evil one.
For yours is the kingdom.
For yours is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
And ever.
And ever.
Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
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 Praise the mighty Yah. Yahoo. Shabbat shalom. Get her done. Get her done. Get her done.
All of these Hebrews, what it do, family?
That's right. That's right. You put that all the way over that way for me. No, I ain't gonna be munching while I'm there. All praises, all glory, all honor. All right, y'all see the topic. We're gonna jump right into it and establish some more understanding, some more precepts. You dig? It's about gathering the 12 tribes. That's what it's about. Give me James 1:1 first. Give me James 1:1. James 1:1. All right. If y'all been following, we'll be going into the law on how Israel is considered strangers according to the law's will. Whether you're in a foreign land, considered a stranger, like Moses in Exodus 2:21 and 22. Whether you a brother that done wax poor and you and your family have to live with your brethren, he have to strengthen you up. You living with him makes you a stranger. Or if you wasn't born in Israel, but came back to Israel and say you came for some high holy days or whatever, you will be considered a stranger. We've been going over all that. Today we're gonna show also how if you are like tribe hopping. So you don't even see that a lot in the scriptures, like different tribes getting with each other out of the nation of Israel. When we get into the book of Tobit, that was considered strange as well. And it also caused you to lose your inheritance. The daughters of Zehoshaphat, Numbers 36. Now all this start making sense now. Like, oh, okay. Getting some New Testament scriptures. We got James 1:1, then we're gonna go to 1 Peter 1:1. And then the prophet Isaiah, he actually had a prophecy about the outcast of Israel, you know, them being Gentiles. And then once the 12 tribes are gathered and the children of Judah, and then we go lay hands on the Edomites and the Moabites. Well, if those Gentiles are Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
If those Edomites are actually, I mean, if those Gentiles with the outcasts of Israel, actually heathens or Gentiles, and who are these Edomites that's getting hands laid on them? You know, so it's a lot we're gonna be going into. You dig? Yeah, all that madness, interracial marriage, and all that madness. All right, so look, let's get into this. First, we're gonna do James 1:1 right out the gate. James 1:1. Just read that real quick.
James.
Rock a thought, brother.
James 1:1.
Uh-huh.
James, a servant of Yah and of the Master Yahweh Shah HaMashiach.
That's right.
To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad.
To the 12 tribes which are what?
Scattered abroad.
Scattered abroad. You feel me? So those that are living outside of the land. Outside of the land of Israel. To the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Come on out.
Greeting.
All right, let's go to 1 Peter 1:1. This is a scripture a lot of folks love to go to. You know, and try to say what's right here. Peter went to the, you know, to the lost tribes of the heathens. You know, but we got to really slow down. James just told you who he was writing to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Right? Right after James, you got 1 Peter. All right. 1 Peter started for give me 1 Peter 1:1.
Got it.
And just we're gonna read 1 Peter on down. I'll let you know where to stop. We're gonna read that, and then we're gonna get on down. We're gonna get on down to chapter 2 as well, because Paul writing this epistle, well, it's Peter, writing this epistle, he tilts his hand on who he's talking to. And it's gonna be beyond clear. It's gonna be beyond clear by the time we get done with it. All right. So we understand the 12 tribes were considered scattered abroad. Now we're dealing with Peter. 1 Peter 1, read 1 through 10. Then we're gonna get into chapter 2.
Peter, an apostle of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach.
Yeah.
To the strangers scattered throughout Pontus.
Scattered throughout
Pontus.
Pontus. Okay, James just said the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Right? Now Peter using the same word, scattered. Scattered meaning removed by force. You know what I'm saying? You don't live in the land. Right? No, he said the strangers. If y'all watched part 1 and part 2, we went over easily how Israelites can be considered Gentiles or strangers, even according to the law, Leviticus 25 and 35. Right? The word there is gar. You feel me? That's why Moses named his son Gershon. All right. To the strangers scattered where?
Throughout Pontus. Galatia.
Galatia. Wow. So we got a book of Galatians, don't we?
Yes.
Galatia. Go ahead.
Cappadocia. Asia. And Bithynia. Elect according to the foreknowledge of Yah the Abba.
I heard that. You say elect according to the foreknowledge of the Most High. Who is the elect? Give me Isaiah real quick. Give me Isaiah 45. Isaiah 45 and 4. Matter of fact, he can grab it while you stay there. Let Nehemiah grab it. Isaiah 45 and 4. Who is the elect according to the foreknowledge?
All right. Isaiah 45 verse 4. Precept.
Yeah.
For Jacob, Yaakov, my servant.
My servant. Go ahead.
Sake. And Israel. Mine elect.
Mine who?
Elect.
So who is Peter talking to? Who is the elect of Yahweh according to his foreknowledge?
Jacob, his servant's sake, and Israel, mine elect.
Israel is the elect, who he chose or elected. Right? That shouldn't be that hard to understand. Somebody can argue and say, no, they ain't talking about them, but what precepts do they have to prove that?
And it said for a foretime.
Right? Would you say what?
And it said for a foretime.
Yeah, a foretime.
Times past.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you're scattered in the land, that means you're not the inhabitants of the land.
Right, you're not indigenous to it. Y'all see, that should be easy to understand. If y'all understand the elect of the Most High or the children of Israel, go ahead and throw a 7 up in the chat. And the Most High bless you, Eliyahu Gabor Yisrael. Y'all prayers and y'all prayers and y'all support helps us.
That's right.
It helps us keep this thing going, what we got going. Most High blessed us, you dig? So, may the Most High bless y'all. Right? So the elect, according to the Bible, y'all, is the children of Israel. That's a precept. And anybody can get emotional and say that don't mean that, but it actually does, according to Scripture. All right, let's go back to 1 Peter chapter 1.
And
First-
then
Oh, you guys say what you guys say?
I'm saying that their definition says one who comes is G3927. G3927. One who comes from a foreign country into a city or land to reside there by the side of the natives.
Wow. Strangers scattered throughout. So okay. Why? Because they're strange to them lands. You know what I'm saying? Strange to them lands. Right? Just like if we went over to Israel today, we would be strangers. That St. Louis stuff don't fly in Jerusalem. What you, you think you're going to be able to kick off and do whatever you want to do? You know what I'm saying? All right? It's just what it is. May the Most High bless your hand, Jehu M. All right, come on. 1 Peter 1.
Verse 2.
Excellent definition.
Elect according to the foreknowledge of Yah the Abba, through sanctification of the Spirit unto obedience and sprinkling of the blood of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Grace unto you and peace be multiplied.
So you see, he's writing to a specific group of people. He ain't writing to everybody. You see? The Israelites that are scattered in these lands, though, are in the faith of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, right? According to the foreknowledge of Yahweh the Father. All right, now you got a definition you just pulled up too. What was that, foreknowledge?
Foreknowledge. G4268.
Yeah.
It says foreknowledge, forethought, prearrangement.
A prearrangement. A prearrangement. Who
Something that was set back then.
Yeah, who were the elect? Who were the prearrangements according to the Most High?
If anybody read that Matthew 1 and read that Luke account, right? Christ said, I didn't come to save the world from their sins. I came to save my people from their sins. Who is his people? Israel. You can't get around it, huh?
Yeah, the whole thing been about gathering the lost sheep, period. That's the whole mission. Like Paul's mission didn't change just because he just felt like it. No, it wasn't no change mission. It was the same. He was woke up by Yahweh Shah, going to the lost sheep, right? And you're gonna have to go into these other nations. Why? Because that's what your brethren said. To the 12 tribes scattered abroad. They scattered abroad in all these other nations and took on all these different customs. And also there among them are those of the circumcision, because there's synagogues everywhere. You did. So Paul and them will get there. And brethren, y'all got something to say, they'll get up on the Sabbath day and they'll confess Yahweh Shah out of the Torah and the prophets. Right? Some of the circumcision didn't believe, some did. Right? Then you got who they call Gentiles or Greeks, but these were Israelites. You feel me? That had been scattered into these lands right here. Right? So you already had the circumcision amongst them, gaining proselytes. You know what I'm saying? Converting them because, you know, they strangers and they took on Greek customs and all that. Here come Paul and them and Peter and them. You dig? Messing up their little plan. Like, look, the Messiah was crucified on Pontius Pilate. This is who we confessing. And a lot of times it caused an uproar. Right? And it made, and those men actually laid hands on these brothers, threw them in jail. You feel me? And Messiah warned them, like, look, you're going to be brought before kings and governors. Look, they gonna kill you. They gonna think they're doing the right thing, right? That's why you think that Stephen was saying, you know, Yahweh don't lay their sin to their charge. Why he getting stoned? Why you think Yahweh Shah was saying, Father, forgive them? They don't know what they're doing. We got to be the same way with our people, man. If they don't know, and you know what I'm saying, and we can be so quick to condemn without, nigga, you ain't in the truth. You don't follow, nigga, you damn, right? But if somebody did that, Paul would have never woke up. You see that? This is what it is, man. Right? There are still some under the mindset, the Pharisee mindset, that the Messiah can wake up and use. And that's even unto this very day. Our job is to go teach and preach. You feel me? And even if they get at us physically, we are not, you understand, to repay evil for evil. They had to lay their life on the line for it, man. Paul got stoned. He ain't come back and retaliate on them Pharisee circumcised Jews. Right? What he used to be a part of that. You dig? They straight try to kill that brother. Then he just clip up and better go pull a kick on Caiaphas and them cuz. Nah, he ain't do none of that. You dig? And that's part of this walk, y'all. People gonna be trying to get at us behind this. But we gotta be solid. You feel me? We gotta be like just like Stephen and just like Yahushua when they facing execution. Father, forgive them. He warned us it was happening. We can't repay evil for evil. You dig? It's just what it is, man. Go ahead, right? Yeah, it is. Yeah, they are. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's still y'all people. Y'all can hear what Rock's saying. He's saying that's still the Most High's elect. It still is chosen. You feel me? How you know somebody out of that mindset won't have their Paul on the road to Damascus moment and come back and be a powerful force within this thing, man? You feel me? Oh, did you have your hand up? I thought you had raised your hand. My bad, bro. All right, so look, let's get it. 1 Peter 1, what verse you in?
Verse 3.
Yeah.
Blessed be the Most High and Abba of our Master, Yahushua HaMashiach.
Right, come on. Abba means father, y'all. Come on.
Which according to his abundant mercy have begotten us again.
Hold on, us or who?
Have begotten us again.
Hold on, this is Peter. Peter is an Israelite, right?
Right.
Begotten us again? Hold on. We ran over that word reading this. What does he mean, begotten us again? And he's writing this letter to all these quote unquote strangers in all these different lands, right? But he's concluding himself in this, us again. Come on, let's get it.
Unto a lively hope by the resurrection of Yahushua HaMashiach from the dead.
That's right. Come on.
To an inheritance incorruptible and undefiled, and that faded not away, reserved in heaven for you.
For you, right? Because the kingdom of heaven will be here on this earth, right? Right? And that's our inheritance, incorruptible, that fadeth not away. You read Isaiah, the 9th chapter, that's a never-ending, forever expanding kingdom. Yeah, forever expanding. Conquer the entire globe behind it. Yeah. All right, come on, Knock, let's get it.
Verse 5. Who are kept by the power of Yah through faith unto salvation, ready to be revealed in the last time.
Powerful. Come on.
Wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptation.
No doubt. You're going into now, you came into the faith and understanding of this truth, who the Messiah is. Now your trials, your temptations you're going through. Everybody got to go through that.
Right.
You feel me? Now he's just warning them and letting it be known, like, look, you're going to go through them fiery trials. You're going to be tempted to go against the Most High. That's the war that we are in. It's a spiritual war, man. You understand? But until we conquer the works of the flesh and start displaying and applying the fruits of the spirit, you dig? How in the hell are we ever going to conquer our enemies?
Right.
You ain't conquered sin.
Or yourself.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't even conquered nothing. Like how you, that kingdom that we fantasizing about will fall tomorrow. We say to now, not tomorrow, to now. Yeah, y'all Negroes a kingdom right now, boy. You Negroes got all type of temptation. Still watching porn. Doing all type of evil stuff. Still selling drugs on the low. You know what I'm saying?
Or a street apothecary.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Stop it, man. Stop it. This thing here is about disciplining yourself. And that's why, man, it's a good thing to start getting the fasting more. Bring your flesh under subjection, man. Train yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to, because this war is serious, man. The devil don't sleep. He turning all the way up. You know what I'm saying? And if we are slaves to our bellies and any type of desire, you know what I'm saying? And we conquering. He said we are more than conquerors. He said it. You already got the victory. You gonna show up for the war or not? Or you gonna keep laying down? Right? I was talking to a non-messianic. He like, well, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to bring kingdom and you know what I'm saying? It says you're free. You know, so what's going on? I'm like, bro, you first got to conquer sin. Hell, you gonna conquer the white man and you ain't conquered sin. You feel me? Nigga tell me he don't believe in the Messiah, pulling on a cool cigarette. Somebody he don't be like, I don't believe in that Messiah, that New Testament. I'm like, bro, look, obviously not.
Obviously.
What are you talking about, man? You feel me? You still a slave to your passions and your desires. You ain't conquered. You ain't leveled up. I mean, that's the work we all got to do. You know what I'm saying? But we got to be, look, he's told us it was a war. He gave us the weapons to be successful in this war. You understand? And he said you're more than a conqueror. That means it ain't even gonna be no close win. You understand? Straight up, man. He straight gave us the power. And it's lying dormant within us. It's just we so afraid to unlock it. We don't want to level up. And then look, once you start leveling up, people around you gonna start whispering with taste, getting mad, and they think he is. You know what I'm saying? But you got, look, he called, look, the Messiah raised the bar on us, man. Like, we got an inheritance that's incorruptible, that never fadeth away, reserved, meaning it's waiting on us.
Like, you know, yeah.
You feel me? Like, bro, we got to carry ourselves better. We just got to, man. We got to. You feel me? World looking at us. We need to be like, how is it that I was watching Ghost Dog with Forrest Whitaker, you know what I'm saying? The Way of the Samurai. You know what I'm saying? But you know, even though he was into the samurai and all that, but he was disciplined, highly disciplined. You dig? Watch Ninja Assassin. Them cats is disciplined, boy. What is you talking about? You feel me? That's how we got to be in the spirit with we talking about harnessing the most powerful power in existence through his spirit. You understand? And it's lying dormant within us. All we got to do is activate it, man. You feel me? We got brothers scared to pray, scared to fast, meditate. Hey, man, these are the keys to unlocking that kingdom that's within. I mean, we gonna do it or not. All right, come on, Mike, let's get it.
1 Peter 1, verse 7.
Yeah.
That the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perishes, that perish, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach.
Yeah, the trial of your faith. You know, you're gonna go through your fiery trials, but the fire is to increase you in the end. The fire is to make you better. You feel me? It's the same thing, man. Again, any elite soldier, right? The Navy SEALs, the Green Berets. You know what I'm saying? The top Marines, all of them. Like, they put their bodies and their minds through it. Like, they take it to the limit so they can become elite. You feel me? You need to do the same thing spiritually. And look, it's supposed to be spirit over the flesh, ain't it? Right? It's supposed to be spirit over the flesh, man. We're supposed to live like that. Like, the world to come is in subjection to us, not the angels, us. Come on, Doc, let's get it.
Plus, too, Christ, HaMashiach, he's coming back, you know what I'm saying, for a church that's without spot or wrinkle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we can look within ourselves and see certain things that we know that's there that needs to get handled, and then some of our brothers can see certain things on us too as well, and we shouldn't be afraid to speak out, you know what I'm saying, to speak to our brothers and let them know that you coming up short on this, you know what I'm saying, you know, tighten up or whatever, without our brother that we're talking to get offended, you know, and be like, what you talking about, Willis? You know what I'm saying? You over here, you know what I'm saying, doing this, that, and the third too as well, or whatever the case may be. You know. So that's what Christ is coming for, you know what I mean? He's coming for a church that's without spot or wrinkle. And it's true, you know what I'm saying? We do have to level up. All of it.
Yeah.
You know, and not be boastful with it, you know what I'm saying? But you know, but also, you know what I'm saying, encourage each other, you know what I'm saying, to level up, you know what I'm saying? Come on.
No doubt. I mean, it don't feel good getting out your comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's not meant to feel good. That's the point. You think persecution and tribulation feel good? None of that feel good. Paul got stoned. You think that felt good? No, man. It's not gonna feel good. That's the whole point. So you can be beyond elite when this thing is over. So you can bring forth your full spiritual potential, man. That's what it's about. So we here to challenge you. Level up. You feel me? You may get rubbed the wrong way. You be all right. It's all good out. Right? I don't want to see you weak out here. You know what I'm saying? Man, it was off. I don't want to see you weak out here. You can do way better than that. So come on. All right, come on, Mark, let's get it.
1 Peter 1, verse 8.
Yeah.
Whom having not seen, ye love.
That's right.
In whom, though now ye see him not, yet believing, ye rejoice with joy unspeakable and full of glory.
Come on.
Receiving the end of your faith, even the salvation of your souls.
That's the end game of going through your fiery trial. Let's get it.
Of which salvation the prophets have inquired and searched diligently, who prophesied of the grace that should come unto you.
That's right. All right, so look, this is Peter's epistle to all these different spots, to these Israelite strangers, right? We looked up elect according to the foreknowledge. You understand? We read James 1 to this 12 tribes scattered abroad. 1 Peter, the book right after James, to the strangers scattered. You look at the definition of strangers and all that, right? So keep in mind, right, he's still talking to the same group of people. Just because we switch chapters don't mean he ain't talking to the same group of people. All right, chapter 2, starting chapter 2. All right, 1 Peter 2. Let's read 1 through 12. 1 Peter 2.
You got it?
Yeah.
1 through 12. All right, give me a Yahoo when y'all get there.
That's your backbone.
All praises, glory, now to the Most High.
All praise.
1 Peter 2. We're going to read 1 through 12. Me and Jay quick on the draw. Yahoo. That's right. Me and Jay.
Where she at? She must be around here.
Me and Jay. Me and Jay, a household celebrity around St. Louis.
Where she at?
All right, Yahoo's up in there. Okay, so 1 Peter 2. Let's get into it. Let's see.
I'm reading the head, boy. Look at that. Look at the head.
Let's see if he's talking about Europeans, because I mean that's everybody's mindset. When you read about Ephesians and Galatians and all that, in your mind, you never think Bruce Lee. And that's how you know it's us. It's a psychological, because if Gentile mean more than just a white man, why do you only think white man?
I had the
When you read
today,
you already see it. Even the Israelites who Esau, they always bring that, that's the Gentile.
it's the precognitive preset. That's so deep in you, it's in your subconscious. So you don't think Arab when that shit happens.
Right.
If we being truthful, what I said.
Right. You don't think Idi Amin, Manute Bol. You don't think Nelson Mandela.
You don't think Akon and Ethiopians and none of it.
You think the white man when you read Gentile, you do.
And your following words is, what about them?
That's the truth. Yeah. It's a major league destruction that happened to us. Not just physically, you know what I'm saying, but you talking about spiritually as well. Y'all seen that article about the or that news about the slave Bible? Y'all seen that? About the slave Bible, where it removed close to 800 chapters. I don't think that's plugged up.
I don't think it's plugged up.
Yeah, dang, sure ain't.
Did y'all hear?
Nah, he ain't burning out. But it's all good. What we need to do is just whatever y'all say in the crowd, we need to
just
repeat
talk
it.
good loud.
Yeah, y'all can talk good and loud, or y'all can come up to the table and say it around the mic, or we can just repeat it. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. It's all good. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, definitely on that Bible. Grown up, how you want to speak on it? Be on that Bible in the 1800s, right? That original Bible had over 1,000+ chapters.
Yeah.
They reduced it all the way down to like 300 to 200 chapters.
218.
Majority of the Old
800 chapters, man. All the Old Testament. They don't want you slaves reading about let my people go in the Exodus. You know what I'm saying? Anything in the New Testament that had to do with you know what I'm saying? Anything about like you know what I'm saying, standing up and fighting or whatever. Anything had to do with Abraham, anything had to do with Isaac, Jacob, they systematically took it out. And it's called the slave Bible. We broke news all this week.
All week.
They showed it. It was all in the news.
It's in the museum.
Yeah. Now trip off that. Now, okay, what's the agenda behind that now?
That's why they took the 1611. They took the Apocrypha out of there right before they abolished slavery. Right before it was like 1860 something. They took it right out of there.
Makes sense, though.
Very coincidental why they did it.
Right.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it make a lot of sense.
That's wild, man. You feel me? Though it's so.
Been in the Bible longer than it's been out.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
AT all praise.
And
then look, man, y'all got to check this out too. Your enemy is wicked and wise. He knew that your spirit is naturally in vibrational tunes with that Bible.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So to give you a piece of your history back, even though you didn't know it, you think you're getting something new, you was getting something old. The Bible's black history. Mm-hmm. And your body is in tune with it. That's why you connect to it. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But the whole thing is they took out the important parts about your redemption.
Yeah.
And about their end. They knew they couldn't take all of it away from you.
Yeah.
And that's why you grabbed to it and you obeyed it. It was your book. You see what I'm saying? Just something to think about.
Real talk.
You connected to the words and the spirit and the Elohim or the Ruach HaKodesh in this book. You're connected to it.
That's right. Right. And that right there will unlock something. It will reactivate something that's been lying dormant
I like
within
that.
you.
Reactivate.
Yeah, the kingdom of heaven is lying within you, man. You feel me? All right, let's get it. And that's why Israelites are waking up in these last days. I'm talking about it's spreading like a virus. Like Major League, you feel me? Something they can't stop. Now, you can think this is something cute, you feel me? Or it's prophecy, Valley of the Dry Bones. Linking back up. It's either cute or a fad, or this is the Valley of the Dry Bones happening right before your eyes, and an exceeding great army is about to stand up on their feet, united. All right.
Look at these brothers out here, man. Every brother in this assembly that I know has a story. But every man in this assembly that I can see has reconnected himself back to his origins and his culture. Mm-hmm. And every man in here will stand up and die for it. And that's what I believe based off being around y'all a long time.
Yeah.
The most important part, this has healed us in such a way, each of us as men have returned back home or is at home with our wives, our children, in tune with our brothers and our community. That's how powerful this script has redone for us. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us came from way far off. And look at us now.
Real talk. All right, let's get it.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
1 Peter 2, verse 1.
1 Peter chapter 2, verse 1. Wherefore, laying aside all malice and all guile and hypocrisy and envy and all evil speaking.
And evil speakers, you know, you see. So now he going into applying the fruits of the spirit, how we supposed to deal with each other. Like we're not supposed to just be talking crazy to one another. Shabbat shalom, sister.
Shabbat shalom.
We're not supposed to just be talking crazy, dealing with each other as if we're enemies.
Straight up.
You feel me? He say, lay aside the malice, the guile, the hypocrisy, you dig, the envyings and the evil speaking. Lay all that aside. Right? How we ever going to unlock the powers and mysteries of the set apart spirit with malice, with hypocrisy, with envying, with evil speaking? See, with this inheritance that's incorruptible, that never fadeth away, you understand, comes a responsibility for us to deal with each other in a certain spirit. You dig? Because we all know words have spirits. You know, certain things that get said, and boy, nostrils will get to flaring up around this dick. You know what I'm saying? So he let it be known, like if you want to deal, you know what I'm saying? You want parts of this incorruptible inheritance, you got to lay aside all this evil, right? That matter of fact, the ways of the world that we learn from being in the world, as strangers scattered in Pontus, Galatia, Bithynia, Cappadocia, Rome, America, St. Louis, Ferguson, Jennings, East St. Louis. You know what I'm saying? New York, California, all over, man. Right? Actually, we think that's our culture and that's hip, but that's actually the ways of the world. You learned that. You didn't learn that from the Most High. You learned that from the world. All right, come on, Hawk. Let's get it.
Verse 2, very important. As newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby.
Yeah, get back to the basics, right? Basics is what's needed for salvation, right? You can be as high as the stratosphere or as deep as the ocean, but if you ain't got, you know what I'm saying, the basics, you done missed the mark. Yeah. Yeah. You can be as deep, because brothers be all over the place, you know. You dig? When it come down to basics, like brotherhood, how to treat your brethren, how you treat your wife, how you treat your children. You know what I'm saying? How you honor your father and your mother. All right, Sister Shabbat Shalom.
The Lord bless you, she Brew told everybody.
You dig? All that. You see? The basics. So as newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word. Right? So you mean tell me Peter's talking to Scandinavians? Like who are you talking to? You talking to the Vikings? Those from Sweden, Norway?
Followers of Thor and Odin.
Yeah, come on, man. Or is he talking to them 12 tribes scattered abroad? Like James said in James 1:1. All right. Come on, Knock, let's get it. Notice he said again in that chapter 1. Again. Us again. And including himself. Peter wasn't from none of them spots. All right, go ahead, Knock, let's get it.
1 Peter 2:3. If so, be ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious.
Now, that's a bar there. Boy, if so be ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious. Oh, that's a bar. Go ahead, Doc.
To whom coming, as into a living stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of Yahweh and precious.
To the living stone, huh? Lively stones. All right, go ahead, Doc.
Ye also, as lively stones, are built up a spiritual house and holy priesthood.
Hold on, a what?
A holy priesthood.
This is starting to sound familiar. This is starting to sound familiar. A spiritual house, a holy priesthood. Come on.
To offer up spiritual sacrifices, acceptable to Yahweh by Yeshua HaMashiach.
By Yahweh Shah the Messiah. You feel me? So we as lively stones are built up as a spiritual house and an holy priesthood.
Spiritual
right? Who is he talking to? Right? That's the question. Right? Because the title is Israelite Strangers, History of Israelite Strangers and Heathens. Like, who he talking to? He talking as if he's talking, you feel me, to Israelites. All right, go ahead, Doc.
Verse 6. Wherefore, also it is contained in the scriptures.
Bomb.
Behold, I lay in Zion a chief.
I lay in who?
Zion.
Zion, right? Now, Zion is a place and it's also a people.
Both.
That inhabit the place.
Facts.
So I lay in Zion a what?
A chief cornerstone.
A chief cornerstone. Come on.
Elect. Precious.
Come on.
And he that believeth on him shall not be confined.
Can you hold that? Can you give me Isaiah 28:16?
Yeah.
Isaiah 28:16.
Yeah.
And then I need Matthew 21. Yeah. Starting to unfold, ain't it?
Ain't no two ways about it. It's our book.
Yeah. It's our book from cover to cover.
Fits you to a T, don't it?
Yeah.
All the way.
Cover to cover. There's a reason why the names on the gates are the names of the 12 tribes of Israel. That's a reason. It's a reason for that. Right? You are precious in the eyes of the Most High, man.
That alone, though, shows you something.
And that's the end game.
Name on the gates of heaven.
Man, Revelation 21:12.
Yeah. And he said that. What he say? He said it's an inheritance that's incorruptible. And then we read about the incorruptible inheritance and your name's on it. Come on, man.
And even in this world, you don't give your inheritance away like that.
Now I can't come through the gates. There's a court. Yeah.
Hey, you ain't walking up to no Gentile with no inheritance until I'm walking in with you. I don't know you, Negroes.
That was how the temple was in Solomon's time. Only the other nations can come up to it, you know.
I was saying speak up a little loud.
Oh, okay. In Solomon's time when he was king, that the other nations only come up to the court.
To the outer court?
Yeah.
Which is at the foot of the temple.
It's just coming back to them.
Yeah. That's what's coming back. And
Ain't no change.
And it's about the gathering of the 12 tribes before any of that can happen. Before the Gentile can come up, the 12 tribes must be risen back up. The breaches must be restored, and we will be set back as a power in this earth, man. Yeah, I mean, not not even just the heathens, man. A lot of our people scared of it. That's why they like, a lot of people are against that. But yeah. A lot of our people, I mean, even these so-called conscious Israelites, that's why it's a big agenda against Zephaniah chapter 2. Notice that's not read in a lot of assemblies. Gather yourselves together. Like how is the tabernacle of David ever going to be restored and raised back up and you not gathering together? That's the beginning process of it. You got beginning process. It's the beginning process, bro. It's a process to everything.
We'll chop doctrine. All
right, come on, Knock, let's get it.
Isaiah 28.
Yep.
Verse 16. Therefore, thus saith the Most High, Elohim, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste.
You know what? Jump back up for me on that. Go back to verse 14. I believe it is. Go back to 14.
Hey, I got one too.
Read 14 through 17 for me. Come on.
Isaiah chapter 28, verse 14. Wherefore, hear the word of the master, ye scornful men that rule this people which is in Jerusalem.
Yeah, talking about our wicked leaders, right? These were the circumcision. These are the ones that were persecuting Messiah and his followers. This is the whole Pharisee and scribe clique that Paul was a part of before his Damascus experience. He's part of the same. And sometimes when you read Jew in the New Testament, that's who it's talking about. They ain't even talking about all the Jews. They ain't even talking about the land of Judah. It's talking about, sometimes it's talking about a specific group out of them, which persecuted the scornful men that was ruling in Jerusalem. The leaders. The leaders, you understand? And they were mad because Messiah basically gave that authority that they had to Peter and them. He said, upon this foundation, I'm going to build my what?
My church.
There you go. That means Peter and them are the leaders, and Caiaphas, the high priest, ain't. Yeah.
Just like how the Most High took away Saul's kingship and gave it to David. That's what he did, and then remember Saul was trying to kill David. You know what I'm saying, and whatnot. What was you about to say, bro?
I had one. It was Acts 4:11 and 12.
Oh yeah, bro.
It say, "This is the stone which is set at naught of you builders, which has become the head of the corner.
Yeah.
Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby ye must be saved."
Yeah, that's Peter and them in court. Because they just had healed a man in Acts 3. Right? And the very people that put Yahushua to death locked them up and brought them before the council. You understand? And they boldly proclaimed Messiah. You dig? This is the stone that has been rejected by you builders. Y'all the leaders, and y'all rejected him. So why is Peter talking about this? You dig? And this is prophesied about in Isaiah 28. It's about the removing of the wicked leaders of Israel. Yeah, come on, Knock, let's get it.
Isaiah 28, verse 15. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. Therefore, thus saith the Most High, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste. Judgment also will I lay to the line, and righteousness to the plummet, and the hail shall sweep away the refuge of lies, and water shall overflow the hiding place.
Yeah, so it's prophecies of the Messiah, you understand? And how you gonna build right, without a proper foundational stone.
Right.
You understand? He's the cornerstone or the foundation that everything must be built off of. So how are you building anything and you ain't got a foundation? What's gonna happen?
It'll tumble and
Yeah, it's
fall.
gonna fall. You dig? You actually ain't got no building. Feel me? So let's get back to this First Peter 2.
Verse 7.
Yeah, 1 Peter 2, read 6 again.
Going back to 6.
Because if he's talking to Ned Flanders and them, then why is he saying, "Behold, I lay in Zion"? Yeah, come on, Doc, let's get it.
Wherefore also it is contained in the scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
So we just read when the Bible in the New Testament refers to the scriptures, it's referring to the Old Testament.
Yeah, come on.
All right. Behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone.
Yeah.
Elect.
Come on.
Precious.
Mm-hmm.
And he that believeth on him shall not be confounded.
Shall not be confounded. Speaking of Messiah, right? Go ahead.
Unto you, therefore, which believe he is precious, but unto them which be disobedient. The stone which the builders disallow, the same is made the head of the corner.
No doubt. Come on.
And the stone of stumbling, and the rock of offense.
That's Isaiah 8 and 14. All right. Come on, Doc.
Even to them which stumble at the word, being disobedient, whereunto also they were appointed.
Come on.
But ye are a chosen generation.
Ye are what?
A chosen generation.
Come on.
A royal priesthood. A holy nation. A peculiar people.
Now, who is this being said about?
Us.
That's us all day. So it's safe to say that the strangers scattered in Galatia, Pontus, Bithynia, Cappadocia, or Israelites. The Israelites. He's quoting what was said to us in Exodus through the mouth of Moses. Yeah, they're Israelites.
If it's a royal priesthood, there ain't never been a outside Gentile force that officiated the office of Israel.
No, it's there. Of course,
if you can't find it nowhere else, you got to find it there.
Yeah, like come on, Ak, it ain't making sense. You know what I'm saying? So
Make it
again,
make sense.
yeah. So if we got to sit down and chop it out and chop it up and reason with one another over who is Peter addressing, right? And we got to go off. Okay, well he's quoting scriptures. Let's go back to the scriptures, and every scripture we go back to is saying Israel. Then we have to come to the conclusion that the Gentiles written of in Corinth, Galatia, Romans, Acts, Ephesus or Ephesians, Thessalonica, the book of Thessalonians, all of them are talking about scattered Israel. You understand? Or the uncircumcision, brothers whose forefathers left the ways of the Most High hundreds of years earlier and became Greeks. We got that in the Maccabees. That's too easy. They became uncircumcised and forsook the Holy Covenant. All right, go ahead.
I just wanted to expound on that. Looking up to the Jew first and then to the Greek. Every time it said Greek and Gentile, it was the same thing. And then when I went to that Revelations 10 in the Gentile court, it was a whole different
yeah. Total different word and definition. You see?
Both in Greek.
In Revelation 11. All right, so come on, let's get it. Now read it. We need to read Exodus 19 behind that. Let's go to Exodus 19, read 1 through 6. So we read right here, you a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who called you out of darkness into this marvelous light. You feel me? That's just what it is. So who was called a peculiar people? Who was called a holy nation? Who was called a royal priesthood and a chosen generation?
That's right. Excellent precept.
Exodus 19.
Yeah, Exodus 19, yes, sir. 1 through 6. 1 through 6.
Exodus chapter 19, verse 1. In the third month, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Mizraim, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai.
Yeah.
For they were departed from Rephidim and were come to the desert of Sinai and had pitched in the wilderness. And there Israel camped before the mount. And Moshe went up unto the Most High and the Master, called unto him out of the mountain, saying, thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel.
This is what you say to the house of Jacob and say to the children of Israel. What's supposed to be said? Come on.
Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians.
Your enemies. You seen what I did to your enemies? Come on.
And how I bear you on eagle's wings. And brought you unto myself. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant.
It's conditional, right? We have to obey his voice and keep his covenant. That's what he called us to do. Us not doing it got us called not his people or Gentiles, right? Us doing it and repenting, coming back to the Most High through the Messiah. There's no other way back to him. You understand? There's no other way into what's called the new covenant, but through him, right? Now we can be called his people again. We can be called the sons and daughters of the living power. Right, the way the Most High set it up is just so poetic, man. You just like, oh, that was tight. Because you see in there how he divorced us and put us away back in the Old Testament and all that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't understand how these non-messianics or Old Testament only Negro. I'm like, bro, y'all know y'all severely slacking. Like y'all ain't got no way, no way back to the Father. You say right there in German, the Most High put us away. That means you got you a bill of divorce. Right? So when did the reconciliation happen? When did that happen and how? Dangerous game, man.
And the reconciliation comes before the divorce. It's the optional role you take on to save your marriage.
Right.
Not after divorce is given. And listen, we know the
hold on. Cutest cucumber, the curse was on Canaan, not Ham. Reread your Bible. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. I'll pray. You gotta handle it too. You got to understand the Bible as well. When you divorce someone in Israel, right, you can never take them back. Deuteronomy 24 kind of explains that. Like if another man divorces his wife and she remarries, and then the other man put her away and she become a widow, you can't take her back because she's defiled. You know what I mean? And it's called an abomination. You can try to say, I love my baby mama and take her back. Won't work. You see what I'm saying? So if the Most High is true to his own word, and his own word cannot slack, when he divorced us, the only way you can come back, you have to marry into the family. That's the series Yakido. You see what I'm saying? You have to marry back into the family through one of the own tribe or one of the own family. So us being married to Christ will bring us directly back into the grace of our Father.
That's right. Let's get it. Where you at?
Exodus 19, starting at 5 again. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people.
Now we read peculiar people right here in 1 Peter 2, right? Verse 9. Peculiar people. Go ahead.
For all the earth
they
is
say
mine.
Above all people. What it say?
Peculiar treasure unto me above all people.
Above all people. All right, bro. Shabbat shalom. Be safe.
Shabbat shalom,
bro.
Yeah. Above all people. You see that? Now, okay, so that means superiority, authority. You see, that's just what it is. All right, go ahead.
For all the earth is mine. Verse 6. And you shall be unto me a kingdom of priests.
A kingdom of who?
Of priests.
A kingdom of priests, right? It says right here, but ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood. Royalty is kingship. A kingdom of priests. So Peter is quoting Moses when he wrote Exodus. Okay, come on.
And holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel.
Now, trip off that. We got a holy nation in there. We got peculiar people, royal priesthood, and a chosen generation. Let's go back to 1 Peter chapter 2, read verse 9 again.
And see that look.
So we see as we take our time and go through this, the strangers scattered in Galatia, Pontus, Bithynia, Cappadocia, in 1 Peter 1:1, Asia, they are Israelites. Right? There was no Greek priesthoods. There were no Asian priesthoods that were holy unto the Most High. And they're not peculiar either.
That last sentence is a bomb right there.
All right, come on.
Say this when you're speaking to the children of Israel. You can't get no clearer than that.
That's right. All right. Go ahead.
Psalm 33:12. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, and the people who he hath chosen for his own inheritance.
Wow, that's Psalm 33 and 12. All right. So as we take our time and go through this, we start seeing, okay, well, dang, Paul and then they was going to the lost sheep of Israel as well. Because we scattered. You got remnants of scattered southern kingdom and remnants of scattered northern kingdom living in all these different spots. So when you go to the back of your Bibles, in the back of most of them, you see Paul's journeys
in the map.
In the map. That's what he was going to. That's where he was living at. All these different areas.
Makes sense though.
All these different areas. And when we get into the Maccabees, we're gonna do that again. Also, in I believe it's 2nd Maccabees chapter 6. Y'all remember the scripture that say it was unlawful to even call yourself a Jew.
Yeah.
Back then. So what were we calling ourselves?
The big room church say Sunday. I'm a Gentile.
What was you calling yourself then? It was unlawful to call yourself a Jew against the law. You've been put to death. You couldn't circumcise your children or nothing. Go ahead, O.
Nothing but Israel.
Mm.
And Paul, the rest of the world is on.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where we get some static with, the way Paul spoke, and the way Paul said his wisdom, level of his wisdom.
Yeah.
People can understand where he's
That's
from.
right.
Yeah.
Angry. And we still talking about Israel.
Yeah, and the crazy part about it is, man, Christianity is a hell of a drug, like the bro said earlier. Man, Paul is the most one-line brother in the whole Bible. They one-line that brother because they know if you keep reading them, it's gonna force. Like he tilts his hand. He end up showing his hand eventually. Like, look, this is what I'm saying. Scripture says this. You feel me? It's quoted over here in Hosea. It's quoted over here in Isaiah. Right, and that's gonna make you go over there and look, and then you're gonna be at the crossroads. Is he talking about Caligula Caesar?
Caligula.
You feel me? Or is he talking about Israelites living in Rome, which shouldn't be that hard to understand because you got Priscilla and Aquila, which were Israelites or Jews that were from Rome. They weren't born in Israel. Acts 18. You got Apollos, an Israelite that was born and lived in Rome. Wasn't from Israel. That's all Acts 18. Paul himself, even though he was born in Caesarea or Tarsus, right? His education was in Israel under Gamaliel. So he still would have been part of what's called the circumcision. He was circumcised the 8th day and all that. You understand? But he was born in Tarsus, showing you synagogues were already established all throughout the known world. You understand? It was already there. And he had Roman citizenship. So are we talking about Caesar and them? Or are we talking about the Israelites that live in Rome? That's the beautiful thing about this topic. You can go two ways with it. It's one or the other. All right, go ahead, Ruban. Pilot. Yeah, Pilot. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
On the strength that it was different. It was different from where we were at and them and they people.
Yeah. Right.
It's kind of like what you had today. You know what I'm saying? When Israel was dealing with itself in judgments, it was more like the state level. But when offenses was high and they needed that power, then they went to the federal level, which was Rome. You catch what I'm saying? Kind of give you a mindset. Still the same people. Eagle is they old little icons and all that.
Yeah, Pilate made a statement. Am I Jew?
Right.
What I care about you.
Right. It ain't got nothing to do with me. It did. All right, come on, let's get it.
And lamming back real quick off what O said earlier regarding Paul. Peter spoke about it too, also in 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 15 and 16.
That's right.
An account that the long suffering of our master is salvation, even as our beloved brother Paul also according to the wisdom given unto him hath written unto you, as also in all his epistles, speaking in them of things in which are some things hard to be understood.
Some of the things he write are hard to be understood, right? Go ahead.
Which they that are unlearned and unstable rest.
Hey, rest means twist, right? So what he writes is hard to be understood to the unlearned and the unstable in the scriptures. If you know the Torah, if you know the law and the prophets, you understand, Paul's letters shouldn't be that hard to understand. Especially if you read them through thoroughly. You got to read him through. You can't just jump in nowhere in one line, nothing. You're dealing with a scholar. You feel me? So naturally, the way he delivers himself and presents himself is going to be different than somebody that's not one. All right, go ahead.
As they do also the other scriptures unto their own destruction.
To their own destruction. That's why you can't play with this thing. You got to rightly divide it, or it's going to be a problem in the streets. All right, come on, Knock, let's get it. Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, sister, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
All right, come on, let's get it.
We're back in 1 Peter 2.
1 Peter 2. Watch, he gonna tilt his hand. All right, come on, Hebrew. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Naquam, my brother. What's the word? All right, come on, let's get it, Doc.
1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood,
right?
An holy nation.
Come on,
a peculiar people. That ye should show forth the praises of him that hath called you out of darkness into the marvelous light.
Come on, verse 10.
Which in time past.
And which in time past, right?
We're not a people.
Lock the door. Go ahead.
We're not a people. But are now the people of your house.
Come on.
Which had not obtained mercy. But now have obtained mercy.
Hosea 2. Give me Hosea 2 and 23. Real quick. All right, just in case anybody say it ain't what it is, you dig? But we can tell. We can tell just based off what's going on. This is what it is. Shabbat Shalom, good to see your face there, boy. Good to see your face there, boy.
All praises, bro.
Hosea 2, read 22 and 23. For
Hosea chapter 2, verse 22. And the earth shall hear the corn, and the wine, and the oil, and they shall hear Jezreel.
Jezreel, which is another name for Israel. It means sowing of the Most High, or planting of them. All right, come on.
And I will sow her unto me in the earth.
He gonna plant us again in the earth, established, powerful, all 12 tribes united. Go ahead.
And I will have mercy upon her that had not obtained mercy.
Hold on. Is that what we just read? We just read that in 1 Peter 2 and 10. But are now the people of Yahweh which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy. Right? Peter is quoting Hosea. All right. Come on out.
And I will say to them, which were not my people, thou art my people.
Right.
And they will say, thou art my Elohim.
That's it for that. All right, jump back to 1 Peter 2. Right? 1 Peter 2. Let's read. We in 11 and 12. Now watch this. Starting to unfold. Right? The strangers that Peter was writing to were scattered Israelites. The uncircumcision, whose forefathers went off hundreds of years earlier. Forefathers went off hundreds of years earlier and started keeping all these customs. Right? The strangers are not the Irish, right? The sons of anarchy. Right? Those are not the strangers he's talking about.
Straight up.
All right. Come on, let's get it.
1 Peter chapter 2, verse 11. Dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts.
Yeah.
Which war against the soul.
So showing us to abstain from lust war against the soul. Right? So again, even when you went back to that verse 1 of that chapter 2, he told us to lay aside malice, hypocrisy, evil speaking. He said all that, right? Now he's dealing with the lust. We lust over a whole bunch of stuff, you dig? He said, abstain from those lusts that war against your soul. All right, go ahead. Come on, verse 12.
Verse 12. Having your conversation honest among the Gentiles.
Among who?
The Gentiles.
Oh, man, that's the bomb right there. He just tilted his hand, right? I thought he was talking about,
Gentile.
Just regular old, you know, Europeans. Like we were talking about earlier, right, Zeke? But he just tilted his hand and said, having your conversation honest among the Gentiles. Now, why is he saying that? Why is he saying that? Because 1 Peter 1:1 say to the strangers scattered in all these different spots. You're living among Gentiles. So having your conversation, you Israelites that believe in Messiah now, honest among the Gentiles. Wow. Houston, we have a problem. We got a problem. And y'all know Galatia is one of them spots. So that means the book of Galatians was written to who?
Israel and Galatia.
Oh, Israelites in Galatia that believed in the Mashiach, man. Yeah. Go ahead and finish that off, Ak.
Read that verse 12 again.
Yeah.
Having your conversation honest among the Gentiles, that whereas they speak against you as evildoers, they may be your good works. They may buy your good works, which they shall behold. Glorify Yahweh in the day of visitation.
All right, drop that. Just give me 1 Maccabees real quick. 1 Maccabees 1:11-15. The process of us becoming uncircumcised. And then chapter 1, verse 11-15. We also need 2 Maccabees 6:3-6, I think it is. Yeah. Yeah, let's bring it all out, man.
I'll go to 2 Maccabees. We want that 3.
Let's bring it on out. Let's bring it on out. Notice they called them strangers and pilgrims, like Tuvaya said. Strangers and pilgrims. Wow. So Israelites can be considered strangers in the Bible?
Right.
Or Gentiles? This is major, man. You know what I'm saying? They really, once we slow down and read what it is, you feel me? Our level of understanding can increase. And we be like, yeah, it's still about gathering the 12 tribes. That's what it's all about.
But it's always,
you know what I'm saying? And so where did all these heathen churches come from? Who gave them the authority? That's what I'm saying. Like, who gave these heathens authority to even teach the Bible?
White supremacy.
Wow. Wow. You see the whole agenda being to keep you from knowing this, because once you get certain understanding, you be like, hold on. Y'all don't even have no authority to teach these scriptures. Matter of fact, y'all are slaves. What is going on here? Y'all are straight slaves. And y'all teaching us the Bible. Again, they came out with the slave Bible this week. That's why this lesson is powerful. Y'all see that slave Bible they just revealed? But over 800 chapters missing. They used to read to the slaves knowing anything about Exodus, anything about Moses, let my people go. And he mentioned Abraham, all of it. They got to end. Go ahead, Giddy, break it off. It started a revolt. Yeah. The Bible got over 1,000 chapters. Yeah.
A lot of slaves that was revolting the slaves that had read the scripture.
Yeah.
So they had got understanding of the scripture.
Nat Turner, Denmark Vesey. Yeah. Real talk. Yeah, they came. It's in a museum, man. They called it the Slave Bible. It was all over the news this week. It did. And they had over 800 chapters missing. Yeah, matter of fact, Gaza City Giddy sent it out earlier than Nehemiah sent it out too. Giddy had sent it out earlier. Like, man, you see this? I'm like, what? Dang. You dig? That's crazy.
Hey, Giddy, if you want to text it to me, I'll send it out real quick again. Like, if you just want to text it to me, and I'll forward it out real quick.
All right, 1 Maccabees 1. Let's read 11-15.
All right. Verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us.
Right. So this is wicked for us to forsake the covenant of the Most High and make a covenant with heathens round about us. That's evil and that's wicked. Right. Notice say out of Israel. All right, go ahead.
For since we departed from them, we had so much sorrow.
Yeah.
Verse 12. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
Gave them permission. Oh, y'all want to become us? Y'all want to become Greeks? That's what y'all want to do? Oh, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Us becoming them and acting like them and worshiping like them, we lose our power. You want to see your enemy fall? Stop doing what he's doing.
Oh.
And be holy for a chance in your life. You know what I'm saying? Be set apart. He'll fall. Go ahead, oh.
Same as Chris Hall got permission to start his own second base.
I forgot about that. You sure right. He had to put in the application. Yeah, he had to put an application. Yep, to this very day. All right. Shabbat shalom, bye. All right, come on, let's get it.
Verse 14.
Yeah.
Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen.
Right.
And made themselves uncircumcised.
Made themselves uncircumcised. You feel me? So this would have to be a spiritual concept, because you can't physically make yourself uncircumcised.
Right.
So this is spiritual we talking about. Whenever we take on the covenant and customs of heathens, their mannerisms, their worships, you understand? We actually become that. We become uncircumcised or not a people to the Most High. Why would the Most High call us not a people? We went into idolatry. We start having other mighty ones before him or in his face. That's what before meaning. To my face. Don't disrespect me. We disrespecting the Most High. Yeah. You feel me? Dealing with these other gods and all that, man. You dig? That's what happened. So he's like, oh, okay, well, y'all not a people to me. All right. So if you're not an Israelite, then that means you're a Gentile. That's the whole history into this, man. That's why idolatry is a hell of a drug, including Christianity, Islam, all of it. Go ahead, oh.
Yeah, I see that. You know, they're saying, oh, so y'all gonna say I'm not the God. You worship these stones and stock. So you're not a people.
You're not a people. I will provoke them to. Yeah, I'll provoke them circumcision to jealousy by those who are not a people. You feel me? Go ahead, Doc. Let's get it.
Finishing verse 15. And joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief.
And joined ourselves to heathens and were sold to do mischief. That's the uncircumcision. So when you read about it, matter of fact, since let's go to this Maccabees real quick and show how it was unlawful. And I'm going to show y'all the circumcision. The second Maccabees 6. Second Maccabees 6. Read 3 through 6 for me.
Gotcha.
Second Mac 6, 3 through 6, and then we need Philippians 3, 1 through 5. Show y'all the circumcision. So we got different groups of Israelites you dealing with. You dealing with the circumcision and uncircumcision. And then the uncircumcision start believing in Messiah. You dig? Once they heard that good news and all that, they're like, oh, okay, that's what it is. Right? And you had some of the circumcision that believed. A lot of them didn't. Right? You got the branches that cut off. Bang. The branches that were grafted in. Bang. To provoke us to jealousy. To what? Say that, damn, the white man. The hell with him. Or to provoke us to reconsider and look at these scriptures and consider how Yahushua is the Messiah. You dig? We're all just leading up to the Romans 11. This is all going to tie in like a puzzle. You're going to be like, whoa, there it is. There it is. It all feel right on in, because that's the last stronghold for anybody that's still holding on. What about Romans 11 and the olive tree and the wild olive tree? You dig? And I actually bumped into some brothers, man. They got an excellent breakdown on it. I'm going to share it in the WhatsApp. So all the brothers can be tight up on it. Hands down, it was solid. I was like, dang, you brothers actually, because I'm not the first brother that came up with any, you feel me, saying any of this, but you know, it's some brothers that's been teaching. In fact, some brothers I've been on the phone with for a few years. You know what I'm saying? Just rapping back and forth, throwing out different concepts or whatever. I bumped some brothers that got a solid breakdown on that that's tight. Like, dang, there it is.
Well preserved understanding.
There, I'm talking about very well. I'm talking about precept down to the you know what I'm saying? Like, if the falling away of them be the richest of the world. You think these rich is talking about money? Ooh-wee. I go ahead, Dwell.
When you talk about the provoke to jealousy, and we just think about who was the Messiah's main enemy, who did he beef with almost the entire time?
Yeah.
Him beefing with the
white man. Exactly.
People his own people.
Exactly. It was
a hierarchy.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, on the corner mindset, man, look at the movie
I mean, you a Black Panther.
Hmm.
They wouldn't even let the white dude speak when he came.
It sure would.
Hey, bro.
Sure would.
Another part of that Wakanda, so we can get a better understanding of provoking the anger. Man, that's excellent. All praises. What was going on with Wakanda? The two brothers, remember the king killed the brother and left the son alive. He grew up and he came back to do what? Fight Jatala, how you pronounce his name, for the kingship. That's the 10 o'clock. To fight for their position, right? So your own people can be one that's provoked you to jealousy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Not an outside nation, like what your Obed was saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was your own people that he was dealing with. So one was provoked to anger, to jealousy, right? Because he had rightful heir to the throne as well.
Yeah.
So he came back and banged for it.
Yeah.
And won.
Yeah.
Rightfully.
Yeah. Real talk.
So one provoked to anger could be that of your own people, huh?
Yeah,
With
when we get back into it, like with the Romans 11 and all that, and then they go through it slowly and pretty, you can be like, oh man, there it is. That's wild, man. You did, because the whole time you was thinking that was talking about the Roman Empire. Hell, they already rich. Nigga, before we failed, Rome was ruling the world. What you mean the Romans got it rich when we failed in 70 AD? They been rich. If they wasn't up on earth, they couldn't have took us down. The hell you mean? We failed in 70 AD, so the Romans got rich. So the riches is about, the riches is money. That's what you saying. Or the riches, the wisdom and knowledge and understanding that come with the revelation of Messiah. If that's what it is, now we got a whole nother discussion then.
And they got your libraries.
You feel me? Because who is it that accepted Messiah amongst the uncircumcision, and who is it that didn't accept them amongst the circumcision? Now you know who's one. Who's the wild olive tree and who's the natural olive tree?
They both olives.
They both olives, just one considered wild. Why? Who was into idolatry? Who went off? Who went away from the covenants, became uncircumcised?
Like you got overstanding.
How the hell we talking about Israelites in Romans 9 and 10, and we get all the way up to chapter 11. Now we talking about the Roman Empire as the wild olive tree. And Rome killed Messiah, killed Peter, beheaded Paul, did all this. So them ruling provoke us to jealousy, to what? To take up arms? They ain't talking about that. You feel me? It's talking about jealousy between brethren, Judah and Ephraim. There's jealousy going on. You dig? But when you see the brothers who you counted as off, cast off, as rolling with Messiah, you dig? That's going to make, and the power of the spirit behind it, that's going to make those that's up under the circumcision, those that was persecuting Messiah, such as Paul and them, say, hold on, let's re-examine this. We might need to accept the Messiah. You know, so that provoking the jealousy actually is a good thing. It ain't nothing like the hell with the white man, dog. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, we got all our gold and silver and he's ruling the world. All right, we dwell on that. What is we gonna do? You either finna sit down somewhere, nigga, or you finna take up arms and overthrow them. It don't make no sense. You did. Let's get this prayer off, y'all. Jerusalem that way. You was living in Israel right now, be roughly around 6 in the morning, you know what I'm saying? Get on up. Get us a prayer off. You know what I'm saying? Praise the Most High. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Get it going. Get it going. All praise, our glory, our honor, y'all face Yerushalayim. Let's get it done. You about to miss up. All right, let's get it done. All right, y'all repeat after me. Abinu, Shabbat Shemayim, Yi Kadesh, Shimka, Tabo, Malkuteka, Yease, Ratzonka, Kabbat Shemayim, K, Baaret, Etlakim, Kukenu, Tain Lanu, Hayo, Uslak Lanu, Kataenu, Kamo, Shel Soking, Gam, Anaknu, Lakotin, Lanu, Wa'o, Tabienu, Lide, Nisayo, Ki, Ki, Kopzenu, Min Hara, Ki Laka, Hamam Laka, Wahab Burak, Wahati Baret, Laome, Olamin, Amen, Hallelujah, Hallelujah, praise the mighty God. That's right. Let's get it in English. Our Father, in heaven, holy is your name. May your kingdom come. And your will be done. On earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our sins. As we also have forgiven those who sinned against us. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. And ever. Amen. Hallelujah. Praise the mighty God. That's right, y'all. Yeah, get it flowing. Look, Ruben smiling. Look, Ruben and her smiling. Let's taste. Got the spirit moving in this deal, baby.
Well, y'all Israelites are like, y'all amped.
Damn.
You people.
Get the spirit moving in this deal. Right? Hey, look, and that's the prayer the Messiah taught us. He taught us how to pray. Messiah taught us how to pray. You dig? He asked, how do we pray? And that's wild because there was plenty of prayers in the Psalms. They had to grow up hearing different prayers and all that. But they asked him how we pray, and that's the prayer he gave them. You know what I'm saying? It's power in that prayer, man. It's short, but it's real powerful. Yeah. Yeah. What you say? Oh, but now y'all save me some of that flesh, man. That deal gonna be over. That deal gonna be over. Finished.
Definitely help yourselves. Definitely help yourselves.
All right, y'all. We in 2 Maccabees 6, 3-6, real quick. All right, if y'all get some understanding so far, throw a 7 up in the chat. All praise, our glory, our honor. That 1 Peter was powerful. That's powerful. Okay, bring. We're going to 2 Maccabees 6. Let's read 3-6 for me real quick. Show y'all this is the history on what's going on in Jerusalem back when the Greeks started taking us over. Now, this is roughly 150 to 200 years before the Messiah walked the earth. It's before the Romans took over. So now you see why brothers was in the Greek culture and all that. Because we forsook Yahweh's covenant and became Greeks because we started worshiping like Greeks, talking like Greeks, and the scripture called us uncircumcised for it. Not a people. You see? You know what I'm saying? So just take your time and roll with it. And then you be like, well, dang, the mission been the same from the jump. The master, and Paul's master was Yahushua. The master commissioned Peter and all them going to the lost sheep, and the same thing was with Paul. It's just a lot of the lost sheep was in them areas that he went to. Yeah, to the strangers scattered, to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Greetings. Right? And 1 Peter 1:1, to the strangers scattered in Galatia and Pontus. And when you start reading stuff like Corinthians and all that, they say all our fathers. There wasn't no Greeks leaving Egypt with us. Greeks? What precept is that?
Watch that video. We went over there, mixed multitude.
Yeah.
Mixed multitude mean mongrel race. Those that were mixed, those who had been there doing that sojourn, how it is we've been in this sojourn, that were mixed with other nations.
Mixed with not Egypt. Don't even say other nations. Egyptians. That's just what it is. All right, come on, Doc, let's get it.
2 Maccabees chapter 6, starting at verse 3. The coming in of this mischief was sore and grievous.
Go back to verse 1. I'm tripping. I'm going completely off. Go back to verse 1. Read 1-6 if you can. All right. 2 Maccabees 6, 1-6.
You know, the birthdays and stuff too.
You got it?
Yeah.
Come on, we get it.
Not long after this, the king sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers.
To compel. What you mean he came in begging? Come on, y'all. Ain't y'all tired of that? Now, y'all know how the heathen come in, boy. Put the fear of death on the table. Start scalping and killing. Start scalping and killing. Y'all know the next chapter is the mother and 7 sons. The end of this chapter was the elder Eleazar who refused to even act like he was eating swine. Right? But we read in First Maccabees, a lot of our people did it anyway. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even have to be forced. They just was like, bump it. We want to be like heathens. And that made them uncircumcised. You feel me? And if you get into the book of Judith, the 5th chapter, these heathens studied us. They said, look, as long as they are worshiping their God and keeping commandments, you ain't got to fight against them. You understand? You want to rule over them, get them to break their laws. Get them to break the laws of their God, and you'll forever rule. But as long as they're obedient to their God, I'm going to tell you right now, you better stand down. Lest you be fighting against their creator. So that's major when they come in and say to compel us or to force us to stop keeping the laws of the Most High. The whole thing is to conquer us. And for us to lose our identity and become heathens. Mm.
Wow.
That's a book called The History and Description of Africa. Said the Romans couldn't even conquer the Israelites. You understand? Until they got us up off the worship of our power. Oh, that's when they sent Islam at us, huh? That ain't work. They sent Islam at us.
Wicked.
More madness. Come on, let's get it.
And now to live and not to live after the laws of God. And y'all got to understand, this is Christianity at its best. To keep you as a lawless people, to have you bring into your so-called assemblies every idol pagan worship that goes down. Easter, Christmas, all that. Ham and all that. Stuff that people would have died for not eating. You take it and put gravy on it. Lick your fingers.
You say gravy, huh, Hebrew?
Wickedly sweet. Deceitfully scrumptious.
Straight up, our people was ready to die not to eat pork.
Die not to eat it.
Our people ready to die to eat it now.
Yeah, I kill you.
Die
now.
for eating it.
Ready to kill you for it. All right, go ahead, Doc.
Verse 2.
Yeah.
And to pollute also the temple in Jerusalem.
So forget the laws, pollute the temple. This is a direct hit on our creator and his flock. Direct hit. All right, go ahead, Doc.
And to call it the temple of Jupiter Olympius.
Y'all see them? We got the cutaways of the temple and all that up there. At one point, they came in and hijacked the temple, destroyed us, you dig, and renamed the temple of Jupiter Olympius. Totally defiled at this point, Doc. Totally defiled. All right, go ahead, Doc.
And that in Gerizim of Jupiter, the defender of strangers, as they did desire that dwelt in the place.
Come on.
Verse 3. The coming in of this mischief was sore and grievous to the people.
Come on.
For the temple was filled with riot and reveling by Gentiles.
Yeah, now this ain't you Israelite Gentiles, right? These some straight Greeks. Brought in they worship, their mannerisms and all that. Right? Come on.
Who dallied with harlots.
Oh, man.
And had to do with women within the circuit of the holy place.
All in the sanctuary, boy. With harlots.
Dang.
Man. Running trains. In the most sacred and holiest place on earth at that time. Yeah. Come on, Doc.
And besides that, brought in things that were not lawful.
Come on.
The altar also was filled with profane things, which the law forbiddeth. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep the Sabbath days.
Come on.
Or ancient fast.
No, man. Come on. Ancient what?
F-A-S-T-S.
Feasts.
Don't say that in my phone. I got you. But I'm just saying it says fast. My bad.
Oh, okay.
It says ancient feast.
You need to get rid of that app, bro. This is feast. Come on. Ancient feast. Come on.
Or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
Or profess himself at all to be a Jew.
Oh, my head, ain't
you feel me? Unlawful. Mischief.
Yeah, because I had a piece of pork, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, because he be mispronouncing words all the time. You be like, bro, what are you? The other day he was talking about abomination.
Fast too?
It was an admonition. This nigga saying abomination. Like, what is he doing, man?
See, all
Y'all need to get rid of them apps. Whatever app that is, y'all need to get rid of that. All right, so y'all see right there.
That boy thought I had swine hanging from the
Yeah, because
jaws.
he always be mispronouncing words, man. That was an abomination the other day, and it said admonition. These things were for our abomination. I'm like, boy, what are you talking about? So,
that's not my fault. I'm not 100% at the King's English.
yeah, no, don't give
I'm
me
an
that.
Israelite.
Nah, don't give me
I ain't good at that either.
Yeah, don't give me that. Whatever. Yeah, you going off.
Upgrade your prescription.
You going
Other
off.
prescriptions.
You upgrade your prescription on them glasses.
Gotta put the bow on the focus.
All right. Next, we need Philippians 3 real quick.
Hallelujah.
Was you done with that first Maccabees?
Yeah, you done with
okay.
that. Give me Philippians 3 as we're going next. I just want to show, we just showed the uncircumcision. I want to show the circumcision. Circumcision. Philippians 3, we need like 1 through 5. I believe it is. Philippians 3, 1 through 5.
Philippians 3.
Get y'all buy. Get you where the books at. We ain't got so used to this technology, man. It's destroying us.
I don't have
All excuses. Excuses for thou.
Man, leave my digital fringes alone.
All right, come on.
Philippians chapter 3.
Who the hell? What you mean? How Africans, Israelites? They're not. TB, but we're not Africans. We're not Hamites. We're Israelites. We're from the seed of Shem.
Shemite.
He said it feel good to see Africans. somebody just bounced them. Somebody just got him out.
I got him up out of there real quick.
No, nigga.
No nigga. No nigga.
All right, come on.
Y'all get stupid.
Y'all here clowning today. All right, Philippians 3.
Philippians chapter 3, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, my brethren,
Mm-hmm.
rejoice in the Most High, to write the same things to you.
Mm-hmm.
To me, indeed, is not grievous,
Mm-hmm.
but for you, it is safe.
Come on.
Beware of dogs.
Beware who?
Beware of dogs.
Come on.
Beware of evil workers.
Mm.
Beware of the
concision.
concision.
Yeah, now trip off this. Like Paul is writing to the believers or the Israelite believers in Philippi, right? And he letting it be known that, look, the brotherhood that I come from, they will murder you. Wasn't Paul on his way to murder? He didn't already did some murdering. He did. He like, hey, watch out. This war is real. It's people that sworn to lay you down because you're speaking in the name of the Messiah, right? I used to be part of that old fraternal brotherhood. If you read Acts, I think it's 21, it was 40 men that took an oath to not eat or drink nothing till they kill Paul, put him in the ground, right? All right, come on, now let's get it.
For we are the circumcision.
Mm-mm.
Will worship Yah in the spirit and rejoice in Yahushua HaMashiach and have no confidence in the flesh.
This is all about true circumcision, spiritual circumcision versus physical. And never was saying don't get physically circumcised, but what good is that if you violating the law? Y'all don't even believe in the Messiah and boasting on your circumcision, right? So he's saying we are the circumcision. You got no confidence just because we circumcised. You feel me? Right? We ride with the Messiah. Again, he never was saying don't get circumcised. People don't read him through. He's just saying what profits your circumcision if you a transgressor.
Right.
That don't mean nothing. What profit your baptism or your fringe wearing? You a transgressor. Yeah, but not inwardly. All right, come on now.
Verse 4.
Yeah.
Though I might also have confidence in the flesh, if any other man thinketh that he hath whereof he might trust in the flesh, I more.
He like, look, we can do some bragging now. Like if this all was about bragging about pedigree and circumcision, I can boast more than all y'all. Why? Because he was out that old order that was persecuting Yahushua. And like that, just because we had circumcision and was keeping the law on the letter, you feel me? We still was blasphemers and sinners. We was murderers. All right, go ahead.
Circumcised the 8th day of the stock of Israel.
Oof.
of the tribe of Benjamin,
Come on.
and Hebrew of the Hebrews, as touching the law, a Pharisee.
Yeah, so a lot of times when you read Paul in the Romans, he is say Israel, or he'll say Jew. You dig? And the way to navigate through that is to ask yourself, is he talking about all Israel? You naturally gonna say, no, he can't be talking about all Israel. Many Israelites believed in the Messiah. So who out of Israel is he talking about? It would have to be his old brotherhood, the Pharisees and the scribes that were commissioned and given the authority to kill anybody speaking in the name of Messiah. You see what I'm saying? Can't be talking about the land. He's not talking about the land of Israel, right? He's not talking about the man Israel, right? And he's not talking about every Israelite. So who was he talking about then? He would have to be talking about a specific group in Israel or in Jerusalem, right? The leaders, the Pharisees and scribes that he actually came from. And he was on his way to kill more that was riding with the Messiah until the Messiah blinded him on his road to Damascus. That's how that worked. Go ahead, Rock.
No, I was going to ask a question.
The Gentile, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, in Romans 1, it says Jew first, and also Greek.
Yeah.
Now, why would you just say Greek? You know, why
Right.
say everybody else?
Right. Why? What about this? And why is he saying Greek and it's a letter to the Romans? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with that? You said what?
That's what I looked up.
I'll go ahead, break it off. What you saying?
Oh, that same Greek and Gentile is the same word.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still talking about the Israelites that are the same mind.
Yeah, it's
the
it.
same exact word.
Yeah, and then when you get down to there, it'll say in parentheses Grecian, right? Now when you look up Grecian in Acts 6:1, it's gonna say Greek-speaking Jews that adopted Greek culture and worship. Can one of y'all look that up real quick? What you on looking at? What, got a woman on the screen? What you got going on over here? What's going on? You got a breaching spirit, brother. Look, I ain't lying. Look, am I lying? Look, I told you. Come on, man.
That's gospel
Come
music.
on, man. Come on, some gospel music. Don't play that madness either.
I didn't know it was going to.
Yeah.
Hey, so be careful you burn false witness. There's a gospel artist.
Man, that's folk madness. Come on, Act 6. Grab Grecian in Act 6. Yeah, so look, to the Jew first, or the Judean, the circumcision, right? Because those are ones that stayed at home and kept the Torah, kept the law. You understand? Yeah. Then he was talking about the foreign Jews, that was Greeks and all that. Then you had the Pharisees that was harsh and strict. But it's to them first because they are the ones that kept the customs. They the ones that had the laws and all that. Right? Just like if you stay at home, your children at home won't get punished if they mess up the house first, you understand, before their cousins.
They came to visit.
You feel me? They come through and visit. You see? And that's what that's going to the Jew first, and then to the Greek or to the Gentile. You understand? But what we've been reading today is, that's in Romans 9:24 and 25, that the Gentiles he's referring to are scattered Israelites that were uncircumcised. You understand? Parents went off during the time of the Maccabees. Those are the Greeks and Gentiles he's referring to. And I always ask myself that too, like, why is he saying Greek and this is the letter to the Romans? Why didn't it say to the Romans? Why the Greeks? Yeah, it's a lot to it. All right, what they say, Grecian?
G1675. Hellenist,
right?
One who imitates the manners and customs or worship of Greeks and use the Greek tongue.
And use who?
The Greek tongue.
Go ahead.
B, used in the New Testament of Jews born in foreign lands and speaking Greek.
Y'all heard that? Used in the New Testament of Jews in foreign lands speaking Greek. Those are your Gentiles you're dealing with. That's crazy, man. Go ahead,
So when it says to the Jew first being to the Greek, so would it be
Could it
Ah,
be second because they coming back into the fold?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? They had already went off and became not a people. You dig? But these, hey, you got the Jews, you got the Judeans. You know what I'm saying? The brothers that stayed up under the customs and all that. You understand? Naturally, they gonna get hit first. They kept this. Go ahead, oh.
So kind of like the parable of the two sons. The one son went off.
Yeah, the prodigal son.
Yeah, the prodigal son.
Yeah.
One son stayed.
Mm-hmm.
One son, he was good. Like, you good. You're in that world.
Boy, that's an excellent point. That's an excellent point. I ain't even trip off that. That's like the parable. That's a good point. That's what is that? Luke 10, the parable of the prodigal sons. Prodigal son has returned. That's an excellent point. That's an excellent point. Yeah, he was. The son that stayed at home was pissed as a mug. Like, why you hooking him up? You know what I'm saying? That's that provoking the jealousy. You know what I'm saying? Provoking the jealousy.
While we on it, just to bring it back out, the Gentiles spoken of in Revelation 11 that's a different one. It's G1484, and the quick one down at the bottom it says probably from a race. There's a tribe specifically a foreign one, usually by implication pagan, Gentile, heathen nation people.
Wow.
Just showing that there is a separate, like we said, there's a Gentile court. Showing that those Gentiles ain't Jews that drafted in.
That's right.
Them Jews is under the 12 gates.
Yeah.
These is actual Gentiles, not the blood.
Hey, exactly.
Gentile heathens.
All right. Was you done with that?
Yeah, then look, check out how Acts 6:1 read. And in those days, when the number of disciples was multitude, there arose a murmuring of the Grecians against Hebrews, because their widows were neglected in the daily ministration.
Oh, see, so it's
So
beef.
Grecians were against the Hebrews,
What the Judeans?
but they both was Israelites.
Wow. Because their widows were neglected in, the basically provisions for the widows. Because you're supposed to look out for them. You dig? But there was something there where they like, man, we not finna hook y'all up, y'all Grecians. You know what I'm saying? Why we gotta look out for y'all widows? Right? And that's still like as if they're different people. They're actually the same group of people. You dig? But again, that jealousy and contention and hatred is there. And that's that middle wall of petition that the Messiah came to tear down, man. You feel me? That we may be one stick in his hand again.
But Israelites, they wouldn't keep the wall up.
Yeah. Real talk. All right, so you was done with that. What was we at over here?
Philippians chapter 3, verse 6.
Yeah, read 6 and then we jump.
Concerning zeal, persecuting the church, touching the righteousness which is in the law, blameless.
All right, drop that. Give me John 7:35 real quick. John 7:35, and then I need Acts 21:17-21. And then let me see. We should be able to hit that Tobit today, and then we're gonna end it with that Isaiah 11. File.
Yeah, 21:16 through.
Okay, hallelujah. John 7:35, and then I need Acts 21:17-21. There's something they said about the Messiah that we've even read past before. Right here. This was at the Feast of Tabernacles. They were trying to kill him. You know what I'm saying? And then his brothers and them was mocking him, saying, if you be who you are, show yourself to the world. And he was like, my time ain't ready. Yours is always ready. Because I testify that the works of the world are evil. So it's always cool time for you to be cool and rub elbows with everybody. Why? Because you're not against the world. I am. You feel me? And the world he was talking about was the leadership of his own people. Those were the works that were evil, right? Yahushua wasn't over in East India nowhere, the steppes of Russia. You feel me? He was in Israel, teaching Israel how to love one another and be that example on how to come on back to the Father. That's what it was about, man. Yeah, he was going in on them wicked Pharisees and scribes. That's what it was about. Those are the Israelites that were persecuted. And again, you ain't even talking about all 12 tribes. You talking about the kingdom of Judah that was scattered and divided. And of course, the other tribes would, but he dealt right there at home with the circumcision and their hypocrisy. You know what I'm saying? Then he told Peter and them, don't go into the ways of the Gentiles and go get them lost sheep. Right? And then Paul and them had to go out into the nations, but that's where the lost sheep are scattered at. Yeah, among the other nations. And as we end with Isaiah 11, you're going to see some of those parts where we so scattered at. And it's going to name the outcasts of Israel Gentiles. And we're going to look at the definition of one of the definitions means of Israel. And then when we get down to the bottom verses, it's going to say once we are gathered, we're going to lay hands on Edom. Hold on, ain't Edom Gentiles? Then it says, and Moab. Ain't the Moabites Gentiles? And Ammon. Aren't the Ammonites Gentiles? Now, who are these Gentiles is getting gathered with the 12, with the kingdom of Judah and the 10 northern tribes? There you go. And it's in the prophecy about Yahushua. And Paul stood up in Acts 13 and quoted that prophecy. Man. Yeah, I'm going to post that video I was telling you about in the WhatsApp too, brothers. Just go through it. Because whenever the last series it is, the last part of this series, we're gonna do Romans 11. Y'all know we got to hit that. That's that last stronghold for anybody. What about the wild olive? Okay, so I think we all need to study it. Yeah, we need to actually study all that. That way we solid on what it is that's coming out. You know what I'm saying? You can explain it biblically, right? For too long we thought Jew meant all 12 tribes. Where is that in the Bible? Biblically speaking, how does Jew mean all 12 tribes? And that Gentile just meant everybody else. That ain't what the Bible. Not biblically speaking, that ain't the truth. And again, when you read Gentile, you think white man. You don't think the Asians. Think about us. When we read Gentile in the Bible, it's something in your mind to think of Mr. Rogers. Dang. Would you be my neighbor? Dang.
Hey man, you just messed my whole mentality up with that one. I used to see that.
Why do you think of Mr. Rogers when you read Gentile? Why you don't even think of the Arabs? Why not? You don't never think of the Arabs when you read Gentile in the Bible. You don't never think of you don't never think about the Australians, the Aborigines,
the Samoans.
You don't think about the Hawaiians, the Samoans. Yeah, you think about the Hamites, Genghis Khan and them. You don't think about nobody but the white man, brother. That's who you think about when you read Gentile. Could it be that that word that the Gentile is referring to don't even mean none of that? Right? Not in them verses where when he's preaching and teaching about salvation and gathering the tribes. He did. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The white man is over us right now.
Yeah.
Everybody's mindset goes to the white
Yeah. Because
why are you trying to save him?
Yeah. Because of our recent oppression by them, man. All the hell we didn't caught from them. So now trip off this. This is another thing that need to be asked too, right? If it's in the law already and in the prophets that the heathens are our slaves, what's the need for the grafting in? They're already a slave. Like, what do you mean? What's the reason? What's the need for them to be grafted in to the commonwealth of Israel?
Because they already prophesied to be slaves.
If they're already slaves in the law and prophesied for them to be slaves in the kingdom, what's the need of the grafting?
They play their position.
Yeah. I'm just a quick question just to throw out there. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, out.
Man, you say, why do we think the white man? You know what I'm saying? Not only the oppression, but even during the time of the Messiah, the head top was the white man. That's why I said Gentile and Greek. The Greek mentality. I think of Greek, I think of a white man. You know what I'm saying? So when the Bible was taught to us by the white man, you know what I'm saying? They got stuff in there about Greek and Gentile, and you start associating them with them. You know what I'm saying? That's on top then. When they was Greek, it was translated, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was on top when it was translated.
Right.
But not only that, when they brought us over here doing the slave trade, when they started these high prestigious schools and stuff, that's who started these theologian schools. Got the pastors going there and bringing the same doctrine to our people.
Yeah.
Yeah, the white man is the Gentile. That's it.
Yeah, it's real. So it's a lot to retake back in and just meditate on. You know what I'm saying? It's what it is. But again, that mission is always the 12 tribes first. United back on top. You feel me? Then you got the nations. We ain't saying the nations ain't gonna get down and serve, but they're gonna be in subjection. That's the hard line truth. Don't nobody want to hear it, but it's subjection, slavery, servitude. Right. Yeah.
It's a righteous judgment.
Yeah.
It's a righteous judgment.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's all of them. Everybody that plotted. All y'all going in
All
chains.
Psalms 83.
Every last one. Yeah.
Makes sense, don't know. Been down for the long.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fleecing.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. When you look at that salvation in Romans 11, salvation, when you look that word up, it says delivered from thine enemies.
Oh,
It says from the molestation of thine enemies.
molestation.
Like, so who, what do you mean they need salvation? Like, that's us. Who needs to be delivered and saved from their enemies? It makes sense, man. All right, so come on, where we at? We got John 7:35. Read that real quick.
John chapter 7, verse 35.
Mm-hmm.
Then said the Jews among themselves.
And this is what the circumcision that was plotting against Messiah. This is what they said amongst themselves. Go ahead.
Whither will he go?
Where will he, talking about Messiah, where is he going to go? Because he said he was going to go away. And where he going, they can't come. And they thought he was talking crazy. Well, where the hell he going to go? Right? Go ahead.
Whither will he go? That we shall not find him.
Right.
Will he go unto the dispersed?
Where he go? Hold on. Where he go to the dispersed among the Gentiles, to the scattered among the Gentiles, and what?
And teach the Gentiles.
And teach the Gentiles. So whoever he's going to is who he's teaching. To the dispersed among the Gentiles, to teach the Gentiles. Huh? He's talking. He's teaching the dispersed, the scattered. You dig? And that's another scripture that shows that these Gentiles are actually Israelites. They're the ones that are scattered. James 1:1 to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. 1 Peter 1:1 to the strangers scattered in. So now they asking the question in Yahushua's time: will he go to the dispersed or the scattered among the Gentiles to teach the Gentiles? He's teaching who he's going to. Right, and even those as part of the circumcision that was under the covenant understood that Israelites were scattered in these Gentile lands, considered Gentiles, bro. That's John 7:35. Give you another example. Go to Acts 21. Acts 21, 17 through 21. We've been reading too fast. That's it. Lock the door behind you. Right? Oh, okay.
Hey,
Shabbat shalom, Marcus. Word.
Shalom.
Got a couple more of these deals. Yeah.
Acts 21.
Mm-hmm. Hallelujah. Acts 21, 17 through 21.
Acts chapter 21, verse 17.
Yeah.
And when we were come to Jerusalem, the brethren received us gladly.
It's by Paul and them. He had to come back up to Jerusalem. They was hearing about all the work he was doing. Right? Now you got to go report in the headquarters. Go ahead.
And the day following, Paul went in with us unto James, and all the elders were present. And we had saluted them. He declared particularly what things Yahweh had wrought among the Gentiles by his ministry.
By his ministry, right? Go ahead.
And when they heard it, they glorified. They glorified the Lord and said unto him, thou seest, brother, how many thousands of Jews there are which believe, and they are all zealous of the law.
The believe. So there's a lot of brothers that converted and started following the Messiah. They were all zealous for the law, but they're part of the faith now. He's like, brother, you see what's going on here in Jerusalem, right? But we done heard about you and what you teaching. Notice he said Gentiles at first, right? Go ahead.
And they are informed of thee, that thou teachest all the Jews.
Teachers who?
All the Jews.
Come on.
Which are among the Gentiles.
Which are who?
Among the Gentiles.
Come on.
To forsake Moses.
Wow.
Saying that they ought not to circumcise their children, neither to walk after the custom.
Now look, that, and again, you know, they hearing that about Paul, but again, being misunderstood. But the whole point was, we heard that you teach all the Jews among the Gentiles. You dig? That's just what they telling him they hearing. After he declared to them his ministry among the Gentiles. They rejoice, like, oh, okay, but look, this is what we done heard about you, though. That you teaching all the Jews among the Gentiles to forsake Moses and all that. You know what I'm saying? So again, if you just slow down and reread what's going on, you start piecing certain things together like, dang, dog, it's, you know, it's something else going on here. This ain't talking about Ned Flanders and Mr. Rogers and Jax Taylor from the Sons of Anarchy. You feel me? It's talking about your scattered brethren amongst the Gentiles. Like I said in 1 Peter, the 2nd chapter. Light starting to come on. Creative juices are rolling. All right. Yeah. Let's real quick. Let's get the we pulled this earlier, me and Zeke. Let's do Genesis 35, 10 and 11. And then we're gonna do John 11, 48 through 52. And then we're gonna close it with Isaiah 11, man. Just real quick 2.5 hour class or something. Hallelujah! 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 Yeah, you know, get that done. And then we know, again, we can feast up a little taste once we get done. You know, we still feasting.
That was a big voice, right?
Yeah.
Boy, they done tore that chicken up, man.
That chicken been rented to the throat regions.
Is there a couple of slices?
Tuvaya, would you say, boy, that doctrine just got murdered, huh? Hey, man, hey, look, it's all glory to the Most High, bro. And the beautiful thing about it is these Bibles been here. It ain't like we making none of it up.
Right.
You get to pulling definitions and precept and stuff, and that's why it's important to get into the history too. And that's probably what we do on the next episode of this series, to get more into the history of like the Northern Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom splitting. You feel me? And then how the Northern Kingdom, like they took their capital and went north to Samaria. We stayed down in Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying? We'll probably get more into that. Jeroboam, Rehoboam, the split after Solomon. That's history that needed. To really understand what's going on, you need that history. You need to know what happened. You feel me? You know the idolatry that was taking place, how the Most High was casting us off. And then the last episode of this series, we're going to murder that Romans 11. They can blow it right out the water. Like, okay, dang, that's what that. I'm going to share it in the WhatsApp too, so all of us can be on the same point. Brother can go ahead and be like, dang, okay, that's kind of thorough. You know, I bumped some brothers that you know, thoroughly explained it today. I was like, dang, that was thorough. You know, there's a few spots in there, unless you really know what's going on, and it throw you off. Like, nah, that can't. Okay, dang. That do mean, you know, Donald Trump. Y'all know good and well we not finna be rubbing no elbows with Donald Trump in the king.
That pimple back.
Y'all know good, man.
Y'all better leave y'all president alone.
That's your president.
Ain't my president.
There you are,
No nigga.
Y'all clouded up in there, man.
Genesis 35.
Genesis 35, 10 and 11. Just real quick. Genesis 35, 10 and 11. Then somebody hold John 11. John 11. We need 48 through 52. We end it with Isaiah 11, few of them verses. Bang, bang.
Genesis chapter 35, verse 10.
Uh-huh.
And Yahweh said unto him, thy name is Yaakov. Thy name shall not be called anymore Yaakov, but Israel.
Right. Your name won't be Jacob, but Israel. Same thing happened in Genesis 32. So he's reiterating, right? Go ahead.
But Israel shall be thy name.
Come on.
And he called his name Israel.
Uh-huh.
And the Most High said unto him, I am your power, Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations.
Hold on, a nation and company of nations. What?
No.
Shall be of thee.
Shall be of who?
Shall be of thee.
Shall be of Jacob?
Shall be of thee.
Shall be of Israel?
Kind.
Wow, hold on. Jacob had 12 sons that became 12 tribes. What you mean, a company of nations? Is each tribe considered a nation as well? Wow. Can is each tribe, because each son became a tribe, is each tribe considered a nation as well? And then all the tribes united is the kingdom under the Messiah Yahushua.
That's right.
Like when you read that, right? Again, he ain't saying that to Abraham. I mean, he did, but I'm saying this ain't Abraham we talking to right here. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. He is the prince of the power, and he said a nation and a company of nations shall come of thee. Nations with an S, right?
Yes, sir.
Really? Really? Okay, well, let's go to John. We're going to the next, John 11th chapter.
Let me finish this real quick.
I need to look up that.
And kings shall come out of thy loins.
35. And then grab John 11 for me, 48 to 52. 35 right there, yeah. Verses like 10 and 11. Take the company of nations. Oh! What's that word for nations right there, boy?
Boy, this boy had one.
Oh! You was wondering, oh? You know, hey, bro, we must be on the same spirit. What's that word for nations right there?
Goy.
Oh, not goyim.
Not goyim. Goy.
Goy.
Goy. Where you get goyim from, plural, right? So it says goyim in the text when you read it. Nations. Now we all know that's another word for Gentile in the Old Testament, right? All right, now remember that H what? 14 what?
71.
H 1471. Now trip off this. Right? Read that definition right there. That 1A down to 3. And remember that number, H 1471, when we read the prophecy in Isaiah 11.
Number one, nation. People. Noun masculine. A, nation. People. Usually of non-Hebrew people.
Usually. Go ahead.
Of descendants of Abraham.
Of descendants of Abraham. Which, okay, Esau is a descendant of Abraham. You know what I'm saying? Ishmael. Okay, understood. Keep going.
Of Israel.
Of who?
Israel.
So Israel could be considered Gentiles?
Goy.
Nations?
Who he was talking to?
Wow. And he was talking to Jacob.
Out of his loins.
Out of his loins, nations shall come forth of thee. See, hey, even again, another proof that in the law or in the Torah is prophetic as well. You know what I'm saying? Most High in his divine wisdom already knew the situations we're going to be in scattered amongst these nations, taking on their mannerisms and their identities and their worships and all that, and eventually would have to abandon that and come on home, man. Right? But naturally, you starting to come home, gonna make your brothers that's been home the whole time look at you like, who are you on? Who is you?
Coming to take my
the prodigal son, like y'all brought over that prodigal son brought up earlier. That was powerful, boy. Because that was the same thing. And that parable is actually about the scattered tribes. You know what I'm saying? Coming on back home and the natural jealousy that's gonna be there because now you heard that the Most High dealing with your brothers that went off.
Yeah,
that's
man.
that parable.
And all their shortcomings.
Just to add to that, when the father had told the son that was already there, like,
yeah, you been here. That's right. He coming home, so we gonna rejoice.
Kill a fatty calf.
Yeah. Oh, the wheels are turning. All right. So we read a nation and a company of nations, right? Coming out of Israel, coming out of Jacob. And that show you that the scholars that study the Bible understand that Israelites are considered Gentiles when they go off and dwell amongst heathens and all that, and take on customs and all that. The scholars know that because that's in the Strong's Concordance. We ain't making that up. Dang. Okay. John 11.
So you know these your people. Because that's how the American so-called Negro is today. He keep their custom, speak their tongue, and abide in their worship. The very definition what you read in Greece.
Let's get it. I think the wheels are turning. What up, Zeke?
What up?
You good? Yeah.
You.
The wheels are turning. All we gotta do is just slow down, man. You feel me? And we always need to be ready to always re-examine what it is that's being taught. You can't be afraid of that. If it's wrong, be like, dang, we spoke on that. Maybe because we was looking at it like this and this, but we always gotta be ready to, man. You don't get to the point to where your brethren can't talk to you, ask you no questions. You don't think it was just send me a text message of, you know, all that extra stuff, man. We should always be able to rap and chop it up.
Thou?
Yeah, don't get like you can't question pastor. Don't get like that, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, come on, let's get it.
Yeah, don't answer.
All right, we need John 11, 48 through 52. Company of nations, and the word there for nations is goyim. Oh,
Goy.
Dang. Dang. All right. Yep. That prodigal son point is powerful. We're going to bring it up next episode, though. I'm boy the most high on you on that one, but that's about the brothers that stayed up under the covenant and the brothers that were scattered.
Out of the same house.
Yep, out of the same house, same father, and had to come on back home. And the brother that stayed home had a problem with the brother that came back home.
Go to anger and jealous.
Yep. That's why he say ain't no Jew is no Greek. Y'all all the same, man. What is y'all beefing over? You did. That don't mean there ain't no national boundaries. You mean to tell me there's no Italians anymore? You know better than that just because you believe in Jesus. You know, soon you know it's a difference when the cops jump behind you and throw them cherries on. You know it's a difference. Yeah. There ain't no like the Klan believe in Jesus too. And you claiming you in church believe in Jesus, and it's still a difference. Yeah, I'm saying there's men and women still. So what are you talking about? He was saying what? Y'all are Israelites, man. You dig? And Yahweh shot him aside, died for us both. You dig? And it's time for us to come together and be one stick in his hand. You dig? That's what the whole message was about, man. It wasn't about just because the Greek believe in Jesus that there's no difference between him and you. What advantage then have the Jew then? Much in every way. So what do you mean? So why would Paul say that and then in the next breath say ain't no difference between y'all? It is a difference. Major league. I thought the Most High in his divine Torah said ye are above all people. Right. That's a difference. All right, so why can we all of a sudden read Galatians and say, well, ain't no difference between us? No, get the hell on. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. He talking about my brothers that scattered and the brothers that's at home. Ain't no difference between us, not you, heathen. Stop it. All right, you can't just use one verse in the Bible and it just debunk everything that was written before it. How?
Abrogation.
It has to link in harmony. It can't contradict itself. That would be a contradiction. Just because Mr. Rogers claimed he believed in Christ, there's no difference between me and him. You know it's a difference. You feel it when the cops jump on you, boy. You know what it is. That he's gonna roll that window down and cuss the cops out. Pull a gun out, get away, won't even get shot. Nigga, you better not reach for the unlock button. It's a difference. Go ahead, Doc.
I was looking this up for another reason, but it kind of goes to the point. 1 Corinthians 9:20. Where Paul say, and unto the Jews I became a Jew, that I might gain the Jews. Yeah. To them that are under the law, that under the law, that I might gain them that are under the law. Yeah, like that. That's a circumcision. His Pharisee brotherhood. He had to gain them because look, a lot of people like, man, the hell with them. They denied Christ, nigga. They going off. But Paul was out of that, and the Most High woke him up. So when he would go around his brethren that he used to be around, you know what I'm saying, and that same mindset, he had to get on their level and be like, okay, look, this is what it is, just so he can gain them. No, he didn't separate. Right. Yeah, he looked to gain the brethren, and then we should be doing the same thing. Not like, nigga, you can't come around me just because that's off.
Because you hang around whoop-de-whoop.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then verse 21 says, to them that are without law, and not without law to God, but under the law of Christ, that I may gain them that are without law.
Yeah.
That verse make a whole new meaning now.
Yeah, it makes sense now. The brothers forsook the law and were scattered. You understand? Now it's time to gather them on back, man. right? And notice he said, not without law, but under the law to who? Christ, Messiah. Yeah.
Israel had law.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Upgrade.
All right. So give me John 11. Got that? We reading 40. What is that? 47 to 52? 48 to 52. Remember, Jacob was called a company of nations, or Goyim, which means Gentile. Dang. Really? Oh, Gawayama. Yeah. 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 Goyim. Yeah. They was laughing, boy. We was in stitches laughing at that video, boy. All right, come on, Knock, let's get it. Who got it? John 11, 48 to 52.
Me?
Let's get it.
I got it. Yeah. John 11, verse 48.
Mm-hmm.
If we let him.
Go to 47 for me. There we go. Let's get it.
John 11, verse 47.
Yeah.
Then gathered the chief priests and Pharisees and council.
Now, so this, and look, it say council, that's the Sanhedrin when you look it up. That was the Israelite courts. When you look up council in that verse, it's going to say Sanhedrin. That's the ancient name for you, the courts. You get brought for the courts, the Israelite courts. So they actually had a closed door session after the Messiah was doing his miracles, after he resurrected Lazarus, right? And they showed up to put Lazarus back to death behind it. So then they held a closed door session. All right, go ahead.
And said, what do we, question, for this man doeth many miracles. If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him.
They're like, look, we got to do something about him. All men will believe on him, right? Come on.
And the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation.
You see, because they were appointed over the nation by our enemies, the Romans. They like, look, if we don't do something about him, we're going to lose our power and our authority over the people and from the Romans. So what are we going to do? All right, go ahead. Sister C. Karima. Sister C. Karima. Yes, you're absolutely right. All right, go ahead.
49. And one of them named Caiaphas, being the high priest,
right,
that same year said unto them, ye know nothing at all, nor consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people, that the whole nation perish not.
Remember, Jacob is called a company of nations, right? One man should die for the people, that the whole nation, talking about the kingdom of Judah, right? Go ahead.
And
I'm saying that because the northern kingdom had already been scattered. Caiaphas is not speaking about the northern kingdom. They had already been scattered, went into the Syrian captivity and been scattered. 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter in the Apocrypha. 2nd Kings, the 17th chapter. All right, so he ain't talking about them. All right, go ahead.
51. And this spake he not of himself, but being high priest, that year he prophesied that Jesus should die.
That Yahweh should die, right? Go ahead.
For that nation.
For that nation, the kingdom of Judah. Come on.
And not for the nation only.
Not for that nation only. Come on.
But that also he should gather together in one the children of Yahweh that were scattered abroad.
Y'all see that, boy? Nations. Not for that nation only, but the children of Yahweh that are scattered abroad. That's all the tribes. We read in Genesis 35 that Israel is considered a company of nations. Right? Do that make sense? Hallelujah. If that makes sense so far, go ahead and throw a 7 up in the chat. Last scripture, Isaiah 11. Isaiah 11. Isaiah 11.
If you peep, they had the first, what was that, COINTELPRO?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's get it, Ellie.
Yep, Isaiah 11. Let's read 10 through 14. It's something that we read over plenty of times. Something that we done read over plenty of times. And we need to look that word Gentile up right here in this. Please go there, brother. You know excellent with the navigation skills.
Just not to read.
Isaiah 11, 3:10 through 14. What you saying?
Can I bring out something on that nation again?
Go ahead, out.
The word nation, right? I don't know, so the Greek word is ethnos.
Ethnos, yeah.
And it says, outline of biblical usage. Well, it says, it's used 93 times for Gentiles, 64 times for nations, 5 times for heathen, 2 for. So outline of biblical usage. 1, a multitude, in parentheses, whether of men or of beasts, associated or living together. We know that's not what it's talking about. A company, troop, or swarm. A, we use that company, go back to Genesis. Okay.
Company of nations, right?
A multitude of individuals of the same nature.
A multitude of individuals of the same nature.
Or genus. Let me get the word Genus. A human family. A tribe, nation, people, group. Or is in the OT, foreign nation, not worshiping the truth, the power, pagans, Gentiles, right? 5 says Paul uses the term for Gentile Christians. Gentile Christians. So I said, okay, we only got that word Christians right there. Right? And we went down to Genesis 5:46. Says Christian, a follower of the Mashiach Yahushua. Went down with but the point is, when it says Gentile Christians, okay, when Agrippa, Acts 26:28, then Agrippa said unto Paul, almost thou persuadest me to be a Christian. It's like you said, am I a Jew? The other cat. So the Christians was first, the disciples first called Christians.
Antioch, Acts 11.
Another word is being used for Israel.
Israel.
It's another word Christian is used for Israel.
The Israelites that follow Messiah. Acts 11:26. The disciples, who were the disciples, the disciples were first called Christian at Antioch. Right. Excellent point. All right, look, let's get this. Isaiah 11. Let's read 10 through 14. Let's end it.
Isaiah chapter 11, verse 10.
Yeah.
And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for ensign of the people.
We look up ensign for me real quick. Look up ensign. Ensign of the people. What ensign say?
Ensign is H5251. Nace or ness. Something lifted up. Standard. Signal pole. Inside. Banner. Sign sail. Standard. Rallying point.
What?
Rallying point.
Rallying point, huh? Meaning the gathering. This is a prophecy about Messiah. The root of Jesse, when you look that word branch up, it's going to say Natsar. That's where you get Nazareth from, or Nazarene. All right? It shall stand up for an ensign or a gathering, the rallying of the people. All right? Come on, let's get it.
To it shall the Gentiles seek.
To it shall who?
The Gentiles seek.
Come on.
And his rest shall be glorious.
And his rest shall be glorious. Come on.
And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people.
What?
Recover.
Okay.
The remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea.
Look that word Gentile up. It looked like it's the same word we read that was called for Jacob.
Like the same people in that. All right.
No, you got it. You got it right here. Right there.
Awesome.
Gentiles, 1471.
Yep. Nation.
Goyim, right?
Nation. People. A nation. People, usually of non-Hebrew blood.
Usually, go ahead, 2.
Of descendants of Abraham.
Come on, 3.
Of Israel.
Of Israel. Now, that's the same nations or Gentile that Jacob was called in Genesis 35, verse 10 and 11.
H1471.
Right? So now he talking about, he mentioned Gentile. He mentioned the gathering of the people. He mentioned Gentile. And he started naming this. He's going to regather, set his hand a second time to regather the remnant of his people, which are left in all these lands. Right? Now, is he talking about heathens when he say Gentile, or is he talking about Israelites scattered in these lands? That's right. Now, look, as we keep reading, it's really going to clear it up. Even if you didn't have these definitions, when we get down to verse 14, it's going to like, dang, hold on. Yeah, that got to be what it is. So what we reading is prophecy in the book of Isaiah about Israel being Gentiles, scattered in all these lands outside of Israel. Right? He named off about 10 different spots. All right, and this is at the second coming of Messiah. All right, come on, let's get it.
Verse 11, not verse 12. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations.
Now, trip off this. Ensign again mean gathering, right? Nations, it's the same word. Gentiles. H1471. All right, come on.
And it shall assemble the outcast of Israel.
The outcast of Israel. Look up outcast.
H1760. Dakar means to push. Outcast means to thrust, to chase.
To who?
Chase.
To push, to chase. Go ahead.
Overflow.
Overflow.
Totter. Soar. Drive away or out.
Drive away or out. The outcasts of Israel have been scattered out of their home, out of their land. And when we see Gentiles in this verse and nations, it's talking about the outcasts of Israel scattered in these lands right here. And at the second coming of Messiah, he's gathering the remnant of his people that are left there. That should make sense. You feel me? Everybody should see that so far. But look, we just building it up. We got to get to 14. All right, go ahead, Doc.
And shall assemble the outcasts of Israel.
Yeah.
And gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth.
So we got the outcasts of Israel and the dispersed of Judah. So now we're dealing with what? All 12 tribes being gathered. Right? Hey, look, that's the mission first. 12 tribes must be gathered for. How the hell we gather with anybody else and we ain't gathered ours? Well, that don't even make sense. That's the mission. 12 tribes got to get raised up first. Right? And then you're going to see what's going to happen to the real heathens once this happens. Let's keep reading.
The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah.
Come on.
And Judah shall not vex Ephraim.
So now we see what? That the hatred between the brothers, the northern and southern kingdom, is vanished at the second coming of Messiah. Ephraim is like the largest tribe out of the northern kingdom. So sometimes you read the northern kingdom is Ephraim alone. And Judah is the southern kingdom. Right? Look, they ain't gonna vex one another. That hatred is gonna be off the earth between us. It's gonna be all brotherly love united up under Messiah. Y'all see this? Now, this is the very prophecy Paul stood up in Acts 13 and quoted. Oh, wait. All right, come on, let's get it.
Verse 14.
Here it go.
But they shall fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines.
Come on. Are the Philistines Gentiles? Aren't they heathens? Okay, we got Philistines. Go ahead.
Toward the west, they shall spoil them of the east.
Come on.
Together, they shall lay their hand upon Edom.
On who?
Edom.
They laid their hands. The 12, so we're going to lay our hands on Edom, the Edomites. Now, trip about this. Aren't Edomites Gentile heathens? So this is how you know that those Gentile nations in them previous verses are talking about Israelites and not heathens. Because the 12 tribes are gathered, the hatred between Ephraim and Judah is gone. Now it's time for us to lay hands on these heathens. Do y'all understand? I mean, if it's confusing, let me know.
Can I get a Yahoo from the audience?
Yahoo! Yeah, okay. Just let me know if y'all understand that, bro. If it's understandable, if not, we can go back over it. You know know what I'm saying? But if it's understandable that these Gentiles, and which are the outcasts of Israel and the dispersed of Judah living in all these different lands, right, are gathered at the second coming of the Messiah. You understand? And once the 12 tribes are gathered, we are going to lay hands on heathens for real. Philistines, the Edomites. Who else is mentioned in there?
The Moab.
The Moabites. Go ahead.
And the children of Ammon.
The Ammonites.
Shall obey them.
Shall who?
Obey them.
Yeah, they be in subjection. What you mean? That should be crystal clear. If that's crystal clear on the worldwide chat, throw a 7 up in the chat.
That's right.
There was 7 up in the chat. And y'all, that's just was another quick one. History of Israelite strangers and heathens, part 3. You know, we gotta do 10 parts to it, so be it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what stood out to me? What stood out to me is when I looked up the definition for Gentile or nation, and it was goyim, and one of the definitions is Israel. So I'm like, that means the scholars know that translated the Bible. The scholars know that Israel's living in these other lands, taking on these other customs, are considered Gentiles. This ain't nothing we making up out. Yeah, outcasts, Gentiles, dispersed, scattered,
tottered.
And Genesis 35. Matter of fact, me and Mahal was reading the other day. That's where I got it from. He was like, boy, you read that Genesis 35? I'm like, dang. Jacob considered not only a nation, but a multitude of nations, which means each tribe is considered a nation as well, which would make sense because we wasn't supposed to be tribe hopping either. You hear me? You ain't supposed to be doing that. You lose your inheritance. You see? Wow. So all 12 nations or tribes combined make us the kingdom. Right. You did. So all praises, all glory, all honor to the Most High.
All praise.
Bro say, Mally, it's been a wrap. Hallelujah. All praise, glory, and honor. All right, y'all, we're going to pray on out. We're just going to do it in the Hebrew, and then we gonna fellowship amongst the brethren that's here. Y'all willing, we back live around midnight. Not midnight, tripping. Noon tomorrow. I say what? You more hours. Going on. Yeah. It's all night, baby.
Better be a 24-hour session.
You know what I'm saying? Going on. All right, y'all. If y'all were edified, all praise and glory and honor to the Most High. All right, let me go ahead and put the email and all that up in the chat too. Going off. What you say, boy? You see, Zoa was already back there passing out. Zoa still is over.
Mahal called too.
Mahal was nodding off. Yeah, Mahal was nodding off, going off.
That old age kicking in, boy.
I thank y'all for all y'all prayers and all y'all support.
God.
You know, the Most High bless y'all. That's how we keep this thing going. I'm updating the description box now. If y'all want to email us or something, or send something to the P.O. box, it's all good. It's all good. All praise, all glory, all honor. Let's get this prayer off, brethren, and let's finish our feasting. All praise, all glory, all honor to the Most High. All right, let's get her done. What you talking about, man? I ain't messing with you, man. Whatever.
Hey, we got food at the crib.
It's all good, man.
Just ate.
Man, it's all good. Spiritual food, baby. We good.
And we go 3 or 4 days, so we ain't worried.
All right. Are we all good? How we looking? All right. Repeat after me. If not, just keep it in your spirit. That's right. You God day. You can see God. Hey, our brother will be in y'all sleep. I'll be new. All right, let's get it. I'll be new. Shabbat Shemayim. Yikade. Shimka. Tabo. Malkuteka. Yeah, I say. Ratzonka. Kabashamayim. Cain. Baret. Etlakim. Kukenu. Tanglanu. Hayo. Uslaklanu. Oh. Kataenu. Kamo. Shel Soki. Gam.
Lanu, Lakotin, Lanu, Wa'o, Tabienu, Lide, Isayo, Ki, Komsenu, Min Hora, Kilaka, Hamam Laka, Wahad Burak, Wahadi Baret, Laome, Olami, Amen, Hallelujah, praise the mighty Yahweh. That's right.
Don't deny it. Don't deny it. All right, y'all. Our praises, our glory, our honor. Y'all willing, we see y'all sooner than later. Pray for us so we continue to pray for y'all.